All right, this is Randalicious. Welcome to the 31st Hexis podcast. Let's get it going. I'm Randalicious, and I'm the leader of Hexis.
Trance.
I'm Aubrey.
Rick.
I'm Rigondeaux.
I'm Dookami, and I have the West Internet in Hexis.
I'm Choochy.
Oh shit. Thank you, Dookami, for actually saying something that besides your name. The rest of you guys are bitches.
Y'all know who I am.
Alright. So first question we got. Started off. You know what's good. What were your guys' thoughts when you know you won the Skilling Cup?
It's pretty cool. Didn't really affect me much. I wasn't actually in it, so it doesn't really matter to me much. But it's nice to say that I'm the number one skilling clan, especially 2 years running now.
What about you, Rig?
Yeah, I'm proud of the clan. Not really been in that long, 3 months now, but it's good. Best clan won. Equal respect Solus though, because I think they tried just as hard as us.
Is known for a very long time. A long time coming. Happy that it happened. And I was very happy. I've known for a while, but I was really happy when they were finally shared. That was just great. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Randy and I knew we were gonna win from day one because we knew our woodcutting method was superior. So I was talking to people in Hexis who didn't know that we had just completely blown the water out of the woodcutting method. People in Hexis were surprised that we won because people knew that we were down like 1 or 2 points going into week 4. So like people on TeamSpeak when the results were posted were like, we're expecting to lose. So it was funny to hear their reaction.
I want to Jicklum was so like after the cup had ended, it was like 6 o'clock my time, and at like 6:05 someone said in the CC, oh, Solus had a 125k average, and then I said in the chat, I was just like, oh, interesting. I said, they did a good job. They did a real good job. And people were like, Randy, did you guys win? Did we win? Did we win? Like, what's going on? Hold on, what the fuck is this? Hold up. I got an announcement coming on my damn loudspeaker. Hold up.
Well,
Come down. Bro, what the hell?
I cannot wait for the 2016 Hexes podcast highlights.
Oh man.
Zoid said stop e-dating on Valentine's Day.
Man. So okay. Lost my damn. Oh, so everyone was asking me, because like I didn't tell anyone what our averages were. I just said that Solus did a good job, and like people were like, I didn't lie at any point, but I played the fuck out of everyone who was asking me. They were like, well, shit, they thought we lost because I wasn't like jumping for joy when I knew that that they got significantly less than us. It was I played it real well. Those who were in TeamSpeak every single day, I fooled them.
Where are we at?
Dookami was saying something.
Oh, that was for Zoid. Because of the Valentine's Day announcement. I was one of the people that thought that we had lost, so I was really surprised when we found out that we won, because I knew that they had a decent advantage after the Hunter week, And I thought, like, how much of a difference could there be in 3-tick woodcutting? Like, we're gonna get like 125, 128 or something average, and so that there's not enough of a skill gap for us to win. And when I found out that we won, I was pretty shocked.
Hey, that's interesting. It could have been a tie because we were actually only down 1 point going in because of the way it rounded. We're down 1 point. We would have only if we got like a 129k out, which is possible with 3-tick woodcutting, we would have tied. So I wonder if they would have, instead of doing it 100 points, it's like 1,000, so it's more accurate, you know? Yeah, like a decimal. They probably would have done that, I guess. I don't know. Can't be certain though.
It would have taken like another month for them.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I was in TeamSpeak when Viora came in and he posted the average, and Randy just kept chuckling. So I knew something was up, but I had no idea until we found out the results. And then he kept asking for our rates, and Randy's like, "I thought we were gonna keep that on the down low. We're gonna wait until we see it when it's posted."
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
see
was
the
just,
results, and then
we'll
they
have to
got
wait. We'll have to
disqualified.
wait until the results are posted for everyone to know who won.
I think it was funny they thought someone got disqualified from them too.
It was really funny
I
too.
don't
Like
blame them for thinking that.
Who got disqualified?
No one.
that was a
We
lot.
thought they did because of the
okay.
difference.
But
It
like
was
in
really
a
entertaining to watch
situation,
Twitter.
in a situation like that, like either they had one person disqualified and we had like a 143k. They had 2 people disqualified and we had like a 110k. Or no one was disqualified and we had like the 177, whatever the fuck it was that we had. So I don't blame them for thinking someone got disqualified at all. Like, would have been their initial thought. That's what I would think if I was them. I wouldn't know what the fuck to think if I saw that. All right, so how did you guys feel about other clans claiming people on their roster for the cup, even though they weren't even in the clan? It was a problem in all aspects, whether it was PVM, PvP, or skilling. It was a pretty big problem across all 3.
Yeah, that's one of the major problems with not having an in-game clan system, is that you can just claim, like, we could have just claimed Link's Titan. I don't think, like, yeah, they could have disputed it, but if Lynx was still doing Hunter, I mean, we wouldn't have gotten a 200k hour or anything, but, you know, that's, like, there's no confirmation that the people on the roster have to make, but if they were in-game clan system, you would have to confirm you want to be in Hexis in-game, and then that roster would then be transferred, over to the Skilling Cup roster website. So hopefully next Clan Cup they have an in-game clan system, not just for the Skilling Cup, but even the other cups are probably even more. It's more of a problem in other cups where it's like 25 versus 25 PvP. You know, having one person not on your roster on someone else's roster could be a big problem.
Would that work with smileys?
If probably have to change it up so that recruit is the equivalent of Smiley or something. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I'm not sure.
RS3's rank system, there are more ranks. Like there's the 2 types of keys called. Like
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of different ranks.
yeah, so that would be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty big problem and be very easily solved by having an in-game clan system. Yeah, there was nothing stopping anyone in any clan from claiming any player. Like, there could have been some PvP clan that could have, like, claimed me to be, like, a member of their clan, you know, and, like, nothing was stopping them from doing that, and I still would have appeared on their roster, you know. Like, it's pretty bad. There's many things that could be done to improve it, and clan system should solve everything and all those problems. I know I remember seeing on Twitter there was someone who was claimed in a PvP clan that they weren't actually in, and you know, like they weren't even able to compete the first couple weeks of the cup because they were still on the wrong roster. Yeah.
Makes me wonder if they like checked through for duplication, like if multiple clans claim the same person. Do they?
Well, I mean, if
What would
it
they do
was,
then?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I hope that we get a clan system soon, like this year. I think they said.
Yeah, they promised, but they promise a lot of things and only deliver a little bit of that. So we'll see what they have for us later. All right. So with the Skilling Cup came a whole mess of tweets. What was your favorite Skilling Cup related tweet?
I'm not ashamed to say that it was the Steve Harvey tweet. Randy was there. It was like the weekend before results were posted, and we were just on Skype thinking about tweets. And when I thought of the Steve Harvey one, I had to like I took my headset off and like stood up. I had to take it all in because it was just like it was like an epiphany. Like I knew it was like the best thing I've ever thought of. And I made it right then. It took me like over half an hour to like crop everyone's faces and like put the text over the card and everything. Yeah, I'm so glad. I almost didn't think of it too. You know, it was just kind of lucky, but at the same time, you know, glad that it happened.
My favorite one was the SpongeBob one where SpongeBob and Patrick are like laughing their ass off, and then someone crops Trance and Randy's faces on them, and, and then it says underneath something like Randy and Trance knowing they won the Clan Cup before results were posted or whatever, fucking dying.
Oh yeah, it was that was me who tweeted that one.
Yep. There was another good one too. Was it like
there were many good ones.
The one was like something that would never happen. You get to like guess the letters, and it's Solus winning the Clan Cup. Like, that was great too. I actually
think my
have one.
favorite
Let me
was,
find it. I'll post it.
I think my favorite was the one that pointed out that Mini Funbar had not done a single hour for any of the.
Oh, that was a
Their
game.
clan.
That game. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was real good. The day it was like there were so many good tweets. I think my favorite one is the Steve Harvey one as well. But there are just dozens and dozens of tweets that were phenomenal that aren't going to get the recognition that they deserve.
Because there were so many.
Yeah, because there were so many. That day,
Randy,
that
you
was
remember
the
my
best.
reaction,
That was
right?
the best day on Twitter ever. It really was. Yeah, it was just fantastic, I thought. So I guess kind of related to the last question, you know, like describe your day when when the results were posted, you know, like what kind of emotions and thoughts did you have when the results were shared?
It was bittersweet at first because they were released like really early in the day, like 5 or 6 a.m. my time, so it was like noon, right around noon time, GMT. So it was kind of quiet on Twitter, and on top of that, Randy wouldn't answer his damn phone. I called you like 20 times
Yeah.
to wake you up because you had some tweets that you need to tweet out as soon as they're posted, and Randy woke up like 8 hours later. Because nobody expected the results to be posted on the Monday. So, yeah.
I was in
Yeah,
class, and I saw it, and I instantly started texting like my buddies from Oblivion, telling them that I'm a Clan Cup winner and they're not, and they got really pissed. That was about it for me.
I was really surprised that they were posted so early if you compare it to how long it took Ronan to post everything else. And I was also really surprised that we were the winners after all I had heard about the Hunter Week.
Yeah. So it's Trance called me probably like 20 times while I was sleeping. I went to bed probably about like
Within like an hour, but
within an hour of them being posted. I went to
Yeah.
bed, and I woke up to like 20 missed calls, and like I had no clue what the fuck had happened. I mean, yeah, like they were shared on Monday. No one was expecting them to be shared, so I had no clue what was going on, and I first tweet that I did. I know some of you guys have seen that tweet of me like rubbing my hands together, and
Yeah.
just like, and I tweeted out like, just woke up, saw the results are posted, I'm ready to go. It was great.
I also loved your video of you on the toilet thanking woodcutters.
Hey, I want to give Dave a huge shout out for giving me that opportunity. I'm very thankful. I'm blessed, and it wouldn't be possible without him.
You actually make that?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. Oh my god.
it was real good.
It was word for word, except replace Hexis with Solus.
Yeah, it was done well. That one took me like 3 takes or so to do because like I couldn't get one that I really like. I had over 2,000 notifications on Twitter that day. Over 2,000. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
I guess I wasn't really that surprised. I mean, as soon as I saw the woodcutting method, I knew it was fun. As long as it didn't get leaked to Alice. But I'm happy.
But like Randy and I knew about the method for like for a while before the woodcutting week started. Like talking to Aubrey, what was your reaction when we first called you and said, do this?
I was pretty surprised. 180k woodcutting hours, never something I thought I'd see.
Yeah. I mean, there were many, I don't want to go too in detail, but like that was a long time coming from when it was first like conceptualized, the method. So
I'll tell the story someday.
The
140K to
evolution 150k. Yeah. Do we want to tell the story?
We'll save it for another day.
You can tell it if you want.
We'll save it
Hey,
for
you should tell
another.
it to me sometime at least.
There was so much fucking testing that went into it, and we'll save it for another day.
I found out about us winning the Skilling Cup in the CC when Trance announced it. And I knew from then that shit was about to go down on Twitter that day. That's all I'm going to say. So much drama in one day.
Like, I was sitting in class, like, I couldn't tell you a single word that I heard. Like, I had class for 5 hours that day. I couldn't tell you a single word any of my teachers said the entire time. Like, I sat on my phone refreshing my Twitter feed every 3 seconds. it was just awesome. But all right, so moving on, we're still sticking on this topic. So for me, Trance, and Aubrey, we were some of the few who knew well in advance that we had won. Like, how did it feel watching Solus celebrate and like post about the Skilling Cup before the results were shared?
If I were in their position, I would have thought the same thing. They were up. They were only up 1 point, but that's only because of rounding. They were actually like, they got out of the rounding. They were up like 2.5 points going into week 4. And so like, I understand why they were so cocky, and I would have been too probably. I might have held my tongue a bit, but yeah.
Satisfying. Very satisfying.
And I was seeing these videos, like, I'm sitting here taking a shit right now, thinking about how proud I am of all my soulless woodcutters. Like, when I heard that, I actually fell off my chair laughing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. So that, like, I immediately, like, recorded the tweet because I was expecting it to get deleted at some point in time. And, you know, like, it was, they just kept giving us more ammo and it was fantastic. And I want to thank them for giving us the opportunity. But yeah, my tweets where I said Trance and I waiting for the results to be posted, knowing damn well we had already won with the SpongeBob laughing, pretty much just
Oh, I love that.
it details it perfectly. What? Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Um. So how do you guys feel about one of our guys in Hexis getting hacked, and that's what led to the 2-tick woodcutting method being leaked?
Really disappointing. Really thought that it was going to be interesting to watch. You know, people eventually probably figured out. I feel like it would have been discovered before next year, but it was funny to watch people trying to
I
figure it out.
don't.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
people would have found it.
I don't know. I actually watched the most
Like-
recent Solace podcast, and Ray was saying that like he noticed some 2-ticks, and other people were telling him that must just be lagging or something, and he was like, oh yeah, and then they dismissed the idea and never pursued it.
Were they like on the right track with what they were doing? Or
Yeah, like they were
Well-
doing blow piping, and they noticed with auto retaliate on it sometimes. Ray did, but he didn't.
Well,
think
if they
anything
noticed
of
it, they would have found it. So I don't believe that.
I mean, I like the, like, he notices something like that, but yeah, like if they dismiss the idea, then I can't imagine stumbling upon it on their own.
I'm kind of happy. Not that they got hacked, but it got leaked, so that's gonna be my last skill to max, and it'll be nice 2-ticking instead of 3-ticking.
Yeah, I guess my biggest problem is like the fact that people were like proud that they found it. You know, I really was like there were methods like the Quebec clause that was discovered by people trying to figure out this method, and I thought that was really cool. And you know, we put a lot of hours in, especially Ned, into mastering this method, and to have it all leaked with, you know, and no one else really had to put all that work in, it kind of feels shitty.
Yeah, it's I'm scared to imagine what could possibly happen next year's Skilling Cup. If people are getting hacked over
God.
if people are getting hacked over methods, like, what's the next, like, is the next step hacking everyone in the clan to try to prevent them from competing? You know, like, let's say, like, you hack me the week of a fucking skill, and I go through a shitty ass process, like a full week trying to recover my account. You know, like, I'm scared to imagine what could possibly happen in the future if people are getting hacked over wood cutting methods.
It's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be dangerous to have your account registered for a skill.
I think it
Yeah.
was really disappointing that such an innocent member had to get the end of the stick for this. And wasn't there originally 7 people that knew about the method?
7. Yep.
And I reckon eventually it would have been leaked no matter what.
No, there's
No, we had tight wraps. Dude, we had a fellowship. It was the Fellowship of the Tree.
Fellowship always splits.
Yeah, nobody would have told anybody.
I had a lot of people asking me before it was leaked.
Yeah.
Alright, this is still kind of Clan Cup related, so the PVM Cup ended 3 weeks ago. Stud Unit 1, but on the Clan Cup site, the results still hasn't been posted. It's been over 3 weeks. What the fuck could they possibly be doing that the results haven't been shared in over 3 weeks?
I don't think they're not trying to share it. Streamed and there's videos of it that everybody knows Stud won, and that they don't really have to post it. So Ronan's just being lazy.
I think you absolutely have to post it. You can't just assume everyone, like, if you go to the statues at Clan Wars, I still don't think it has it updated, like, we won Skilling Cup, Stud Unit won PVM Cup. None of that's updated. I wonder
No,
when they're gonna get to that, but like you can't just say, oh, there's videos of it, so because of that we're not going to add in who won. Like, how difficult could it possibly be to just say Stud Unit wins PVM Cup? Like,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying 100%. I just think it's Ronan being lazy.
you know, hold on. Let me try to defend Ronan here. If you look on the site, it shows like who makes updates to the site and everything like that. And like it was done by some guy, Trance. You remember we were talking about this before?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't remember what this guy's name was, but it was like some guy who had to edit the site.
Keaton or something.
I have no
James
clue.
Keaton.
I have no clue what his name was, but it said like, yeah, James Keaton, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Like this random ass dude like was the one editing the site, not Ronan. So I don't know. But
Have it to blame Ronan.
there's no excuse for it to not be shared. Like, it's the PVM. Like, what kind of work did they have to actually do to just post those results? Like, for the Skilling Cup, they at least had to go through and verify that our XP was legit, and like, it baffles me.
We all know some of the mods are incompetent, so.
I don't really understand either because I was watching the PVM Cup on Twitch and at the end it literally tells you the score. So I can't imagine it being a case of someone being so lazy they can't add 3 numbers together to figure out who had the highest score and post it. There must be something going on, like they lost the numbers or some shit.
I have no
There's
clue.
footage of the numbers, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, someone was on Twitch, so I guess the past broadcast is there somewhere.
Yeah. I think it's like Ronan is our scapegoat. Everything, like anything that goes wrong, we blame it on Ronan. And there's a tweet I saw that perfectly showed that, where one of the graceful boots were the wrong color in like the set. Like it had one of the colors of the other sets. And it showed like Ronan in the post at the bottom with like all of the other mods, but it only like highlighted Ronan's name, and it was like, fuck's sake, Ronan.
I think he does make most of the dev blogs and posts.
Yeah, but he didn't color the graceful set.
Yeah, but Ronan was in charge of doing the Clan Cup. Like, I feel like he's the one to blame for the results.
Ronan should
They
be
have
in
taken
charge of jack
screenshots
shit.
with the graceful.
He's
They-
the messenger, and like, I think like he should be telling us like that he hasn't been given the results from someone rather than telling us nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as to say that all of the problems with the Skilling Cup this year were his fault, like waiting so long for results both for PVM and for Skilling results. But I think that the lack of communication was definitely his fault. They should have said, like, the results are delayed, they should be up by X date, or just like, results are delayed, or some reason, or something like that. I don't think that he was responsible for recording the information, so maybe there's problems with that, but he's responsible for talking to the community, and of that, I don't think.
He should tell us who we should be hating.
Shout out to Ronan for getting the month ahead posted on the first of the month.
Right?
The last 4 months, may be longer. The month ahead was posted during the second week of the month. So like, I believe if you go back to December, it was posted like December 8th. December, the month ahead.
Yeah, that always pissed me off.
And it happened a few months in a row. I remember we had a topic about it, like, why is the month ahead being posted halfway through the month? So shout out to Ronan for getting that out on time. All right, moving on. Pretty much all this tick-related shit. So, do you guys think the 2-tick and 3-tick methods are fucking up the game, or are they justified given the effort that it takes through all? Yeah, as Trance said, a lot of these things that are popping up now are byproducts of people trying to discover the 2-tick woodcutting method. But so like mining is now like, I mean, it's pushing 120k with that 4 granite spot.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, like very very click intensive, but 120k. You know,
Twice
like
as
people.
fast as it was when Acid did it.
Yeah, people are getting 180k at red chins, 200k at blacks, and you can get 180k woodcutting now. You think it's fucking up the game, or is it justified given the effort that it's put in for it?
I don't know. I feel like 3-tick methods have been around for so long that they're kind of like almost a part of the game in a way, and I wouldn't want to see tick manipulation removed for things like woodcutting and fishing. Maybe 2-tick. I feel like 2-tick is a little bit too far, to be honest, but if fishing was 5-tick and woodcutting was 4-tick and the best you could do is just AFK and maybe drop some logs between ticks or drop some fish, then those skills would be just a lot less interesting than they are right now. So I'm glad that 3-tick methods are around. As for mining, this method is fucking insane. Like, it's so much more involved than 2 sandstone, 2 granite, the method for quite a while. So I don't know, 120k an hour is kind of ridiculous. I kind of wish that mining had stayed like 90 to 100k at most, but I am glad that there's more click-intensive methods because 2 sandstone, 2 granite without any tick manip is like really easy. Hardly even like semi-AFK, honestly. Playing alt easily.
I would rather we be without the new tick methods because essentially it's doubled a lot of XP rates since the release of Old School. But they are high effort, so there's a fair trade in my opinion.
I think it's really fun and interesting to see like what kind of weird shit we can do to have that kind of effect on a method. And I didn't know that all of these came from people trying to find the 2-tick method. I think we should invent a fake method like 1-tick mining and tell everyone about it and then make other clans go try and find it and then they find us all these other methods. Some shit. Because all of the innovations, it's just ridiculous, and I think it's really fun finding out about new methods more than it is fun doing the new methods. But
Yeah, they've been
good. Not really sure about effort.
there have been more methods discovered in the past 2 months than there have in the past 2 years, I would say.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
and
it's
then
a baby boom
the
of
skilling cup.
methods.
I think that's what I'm most thankful for with the Skilling Cup. Like, winning is cool,
Yeah.
but all these new methods are amazing.
I think being able to tick manipulate is nice, but like 2-ticking, like that's a little excessive. But I don't think they'll ever change like 3-ticking because it's been in the game so long, and there's so many people that establish ranks from that.
To argue
Yeah.
that 2-ticking has been in the game as well. Like 2-tick woodcutting existed back in people didn't know back then, but like
Yeah.
you could 2-tick woodcut back in 2004 all the way up through EOC, and for the first, well, I guess still since day one of Old School, and it took us to like we only discovered it last year in the
Like
middle of the
new
year.
technology. It's like
Yeah,
going
but-
back to the Stone Ages with a computer. Imagine if you go back to 04 with 2-tick woodcutting.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
If we went back to 04 with 2-tick woodcutting, it definitely would have got fixed, and then 3-ticking would have
No.
been fixed. I definitely think so, and because
Hey,
it's been in the
I
game
don't think
so
they would have
long.
noticed it.
I think it would take a big engine revamp to actually fix tick abuse.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah, it would.
They don't got time for that.
In 2004, I think they did. They redid the
Yeah,
whole
I mean,
trade.
2004,
and
yeah, you're
everything.
right. Yeah, they probably had enough people there who would be concerned. When you think about it from like a game, like a game design perspective, like from the developers and engine developers, it's obviously, like you said, if they could go back in time, they probably would fix it. Like, you can't tell me the guy who was designing Ape Atoll said, I'm gonna put these birds here, and you know what, I'm just gonna see, maybe people will find this method, and with the birds attacking them with an empty short bow, and they can two-tick the teaks, So, but I do think they should also from a game design perspective, they should reward high effort. In a perfect world, it wouldn't be bug abuse effort, but I mean, it works out in the end. I think the effort is justified.
I think it is just perfect. Honestly, I think it's perfectly balanced, given the amount of effort that you have to put in for it. Like, extra effort, extra XP. I think it's perfectly balanced. Yeah, like you can argue like woodcutting is twice as fast, motherfucker. It's 30 times more click intensive too doing that shit, bitch. Like it's significantly better the way, like, it's balanced. If you have a problem with it, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's perfectly balanced. It's just in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to break the game to do that.
The amount of people that actually tick manipulate for long periods of time, like a lot of XP, is extremely low. Like you can look at the fishing and woodcutting high scores versus mining high scores, for example, because mining AFK is a lot slower than fishing woodcutting AFK. And top page woodcutting and fishing is like twice that, and more than twice that of mining. Because of that, basically. So
Playing
most
devil's,
people still AFK.
playing devil's advocate here. You think there should be more tick manipulation for other skills, like let's say like fire making or construction, to make them faster, even though they're faster already, or maybe thieving.
I
That's
think
higher
3-tick
click.
fire making would be good. I don't know why it doesn't work. I tried it with Cabot Claws and it didn't work.
Figure it out. We'll just say
There
that we
there
know what
might
it
be
is,
a
so
way.
it
There
makes
might
Solus
be a
figure it
way.
out.
Yeah, I bet there's a way.
Nah, I don't think so.
Why?
Hey, the more you know you don't know shit.
I know.
Well, fire making is weird though, because like half, it's like you say it's 4 ticks, but half of that is like you put the log in the ground, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
FM is start not. Yeah, exactly.
But we were talking a little bit about it. But do you guys think there's any chance that they would nerf any of the tick manipulative methods in the future, or nah?
I mean,
Well, sorry, go on, you, Trance.
I would say, like I said, yeah. If you go back, they would, but it's just Ian is the only person who'd probably be capable of doing that, and he's got better things to do.
Yeah, they said no engine work.
You don't really know what Jagex pulls out of the sleeve. With Nightmare Zone, it took them over a year to nerf that.
2.
With the nerfing of Souls and
Yeah, and it
Bloods,
probably
it took
took
them a
Ash
week.
15 minutes to code that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's realistic. They don't have the manpower or the desire to do it.
Would it pass a poll? Is the real question.
No one
Would it pass a
understand
poll
the
to stay, or what? I don't think it would pass a poll to stay or pass a poll to leave. I think at least 25% of people disagree with it.
No one, like, poll is for everyone that plays old school RuneScape, and 90% of the people have no idea what any of this shit is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't understand the poll.
Yeah, it's never going to be a priority, and they're never going to have the manpower to do it. Alright, alright, next, so let's move on. How do you feel about them adding in Dragon Claws to these so they're adding in these tournament worlds. They're claiming it's to celebrate Old School's 3rd birthday, which is what it is. But with that, they're introducing Dragon Claws that will only be available on the tournament worlds. They said it was purely just to celebrate the anniversary and that they have no plans to offer them in the live game. What are your thoughts about this? And they said like a little fun isn't gonna hurt. What's your whole thought on everything related to it?
Well, like if PvPers get something that's like a little fun in like their own world, it's pretty much a private server. Can they do something for skillers? Would there be anything that's like that equivalent? Like something
Not really.
we
Like
can do for fun?
I don't think that there's any kind of skilling any kind of skilling shit that can be done for fun. Where I don't think they're really comparable at all.
Like nobody would do skilling if they didn't get XP.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think it was mostly just to like get Archie to shut up about it. I don't know, I don't really care that much. Even if they came into the main game, it really wouldn't affect me that much at all. But I think I'd still vote no to them, just power creep. But I do think that they'll stick to their word about
Would it affect Abyss PK? Like that'd be the new best item, wouldn't it?
probably. But Astrals are better anyways.
Well, they
That's
had
fucking
no
high.
plans. They had no plans of adding in microtransactions before. Now they claim they have no
True.
plans of adding in Dragon Claws. They also said a little fun doesn't hurt. Motherfucker, adding that shit in does hurt. All that does is fills these fuckers like crack dealers. A great way for them to start their business and grow and become successful is by giving out little tiny little bits of their shit. You know, just a little sample test, and then motherfuckers love it, and then they build up from there. Like what this is doing is giving people a little taste of what D-claws are like, and it's gonna make them want it. It definitely hurts. People are going to be wanting it. You're gonna see a poll on Dragon Claws sometime within the next few months, just because they got added into these tournament worlds. It's private server as fuck. Last time these tournament worlds were around, I hated on them. I still hate them. There should be no, like, it's just bad.
Isn't that Deadman? Deadman's a private server.
Yeah, I
You
believe
wanna play a
that adding
private server,
Dragon
go play Deadman.
adding Dragon Claws into the tournament worlds is another way to manipulate us and force it on us.
I think some people will realize how OP they are and not want to get hit by those in the wilderness. I still don't really support tournament worlds. I think they're kind of stupid, but it might draw some attention.
See, I definitely think they're trying to introduce them, like Randy was saying, so people want them. I definitely think they're going to pull them again with like 55% special or something. I honestly think they're trying to prep for Monkey Madness too, because someone tweeted Ash a while ago asking about Tormented Demons, and Ash talked about how he wants to add a boss in the future that has the same mechanics, and now they're trying to preempt us with Dragon Claws. So I just think it's a long con, and eventually they're going to repull it.
Yeah, they're testing the waters, whether they admit to it or not. You know, like they might actually, in their minds, say we're probably never gonna do D-Claws, but if people really fucking love them, then they're gonna tell us when we do it on tournament worlds, and then we can release them.
It's giving them a taste.
Yeah, and they probably spent a good amount of dev time doing that. Like,
I can't imagine they spent more than half an hour.
They didn't release it the same day. They didn't put D-Claws in the tournament worlds the same day tournament worlds were released, because they said that Jed was still spending time developing them.
I have to agree with Trance a little bit, but Reach actually made them like a year ago and showed them off on stream, and they had an animation. They just didn't have the special, so I think they had to write the code for the special.
God bless
Yes.
Reach.
The other thing I'm thinking is there's a huge long con for like raid bosses, because they're trying to add like all the sharing systems now, and now they're trying to add different weapons. Like they added the Dragon Warhammer 30% damage or defense reduction, and now they're trying to add a weapon that's got this massive spec. And I don't know if you guys remember, but RS3, before RS3 it was Nex, and you needed Dragon Claws to get through one of the phases because you couldn't out DPS his healing or one of the blood builds or whatever. So I feel like they're going to add them so you need them.
Like D Warhammer to D Claws.
Yeah, that's why I think they're going to add them to a 55% special, not 50. Because then it'd be like, oh, we're making it so it's not OP, but it's still kind of OP in my opinion.
If it was 55, people could still time it so they could double spec if they got it on exactly the right tick of when spec is going to regen.
Yeah, but you and I look at ticks, PVMers and PKers don't.
I mean,
Some
no,
do.
Well,
there's a fucking on OS Buddy. There's a fucking bar that shows
That's
you how
right.
close your spec
That is
is
right.
to returning.
And a lot of like 1 tick AGS.
Slippery slope. All right. So next, what skill? Fuck. What skill do you think is going to be ruined next? The person who submitted this said, for example, kind of like what Souls did to rune crafting.
Damn, that's a good question, because since Old School got released, we've had a few extra options to AFK some skills, like Motherload Mine for mining to make it AFK. I'm probably setting my sights to either Hunter or Construction.
Why is
There's a
that?
way you can fully AFK. Maybe they'll bring out a method in Zaya which you can fully AFK.
Do something
Construction
for
or-
construction.
Hunter, because there's no way you can escape the AFK-ness of them skills.
What skill do you think will be ruined next?
I think agility with the Brimhaven ticket update, and there's no way construction is going to stay the way it is with this community. That's going to get an update in the next year, I think.
So like an AFK way?
Yeah, people want like an
Lightly.
AFK alternative, it seems, when it comes to skills which you can't AFK.
You
Yeah.
can make flat packs for construction, and that's... I think a lot of people don't realize that or something, but you can do that. It's a lot slower, but it's
How much XP
Sure,
per
I haven't
hour?
heard of that.
You can get none.
About that.
definitely over 100k for certain items at least. Not exactly sure though.
You can get
AFK, is it?
30
99
AFK.
in like 25 hours. Like, just fucking do it.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Hunter update, because right now, high-end Hunter, there isn't anything after 83, I don't think. And there's definitely room for a higher XP, no profit method, or like an AFK-able method, since there's not really any Hunter that's AFK-able. I wouldn't mind a higher effort, or a higher XP, no profit method. That would still be fairly balanced if they did it well, but...
What kind of XP would you be imagining it being for to...
I mean, if it was like 250k an hour and no money, then it probably would still be worth it to do black or red chins if you don't play alts, but then it would be like a faster alternative without any profit. I don't know if that's necessary particularly, but it would be kind of nice to have higher level hunter content. Like I'm thinking Jadinkos, like Herblore Habitat, I would love that to be honest. Maybe scale down the XP of Jadinkos, they're more like 300k I think, but other than that, that was great content.
Yeah, like agility is getting this buff soon. I don't know when the hell that is.
We won't get Marks of Grace from it though, won't we?
Still worth it for the time
I
saved.
guess, yeah.
You could do alking then too instead of imbue and get more XP. Because half
There's
the
a
time,
question about that later.
half the time you spend sitting, waiting.
Oh no, to get that kind of rate, you'd have to be fucking around the entire time.
Yeah, you go back and forth on obstacles while you're waiting, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that would be the way to do it.
Oh, okay, see, I didn't know that.
Because as said, like, it would take a lot more, dare I say, skill than Artie.
Yeah, I think Jebram said that
Retention.
26k of the XP per hour is from the obstacles, and the rest is the ticket.
Yeah.
But there's a question about that later.
I think fire making's gonna get devalued because they want to add the fire pits or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's actually a
Yeah.
good point.
Oh yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
remember that one.
Forgot
You
about
guys
that.
did-
Yeah,
You guys
fire's coming.
yeah, you guys mentioned agility, and then some stuff that like hasn't changed. I don't know. Definitely Hunter, like you mentioned. Construction, I don't think they're gonna change anything because they put it on a dev blog that they want to remove the. Are you sure you want to remove this? And they took it off like within a few hours because we all said how much of XP it would go up. So I don't really think they're gonna mess with construction much.
Well,
Uh,
to ruin
Uh,
it, like they could still come out with like some kind of super AFK method though for it.
Yeah, they can come out with some super AFK method, but then it's got to be super expensive to be counterintuitive, you know?
Yeah, because of how much it costs. Yeah.
I think they're gonna add butterflies, and I think it's gonna be pretty AFK. I think it's gonna be like you click on the butterfly and you chase it around for like 30 seconds, and I think it's gonna be like 150k hunter with like 20k agility or something like that. And that's pretty good for anybody.
Is there something like that already in
That's-
RS3?
Yeah, I mean it's not good in RS3, but it was at a time they released it. Yeah, and I think bonfires, or they call them fire pits. Fire pits is literally a synonym for bonfires. So
Yeah.
I don't know what Matt K was saying when it's not bonfires. It's bonfires. It's gonna be AFK. It'll probably be cheaper, and it'll probably be slightly slower.
How would it be cheaper?
Yeah, I
Aren't you
was
just
about to
using
say.
the same logs at a slower
Because you
rate?
get more XP per log with bonfires.
Oh, I see.
But it's more it's like 5 ticks or something like 6 ticks, but you get more XP.
Not balanced well. Alright, so couple RuneScape 3 questions here. So first to start off with, so in between podcasts they came out with this skill called Invention, and within a week upon it being released, someone got 200 mil XP in it. Not 99, 200 fucking mil. So, like, how fucked up is that? And are you surprised at all that someone got 200 mil within a week?
I'm pretty sure Jagex said that it was gonna be like 150 to 200k per hour.
Yeah.
I guess kind of like a meme on the RuneScape, like the RS3 Reddit, is like the Jagex saying it was gonna be at 200k per hour max, and it was like 3 mil per hour, and then they nerfed
Like
them.
10
They
mil or
nerfed.
something.
Okay, it was 10 mil of hand cannons, right? And they nerfed hand
Not sure.
cannons, but then it's still like 3 mil per hour with other items. I just checked. There's only 3 vacancies on the top page for invention. There's 22 people with 200 mil in 3 weeks. 3 weeks in a day, or is it 2 weeks in a day? Must be 2 weeks because we wouldn't talk about it last podcast.
Yeah.
2 weeks in it, 15 days. Less than 3 weeks, it'll be full. That's ridiculous. Say what you want about the old school mods. They didn't do this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, RS3 has got so many mods. Every single QA tester on RS3 should be fired. Like, no,
I think there was only one that tested it.
are you serious?
What?
I think they only had one on this skill.
How did they only have one person testing it?
Biggest
I think they had
update
a lot of
the
people in
year.
the office playing it for a bit, but they had like one person on the stream for it after it was released. Basically made it sound like he was like the only one that tested it. It's just
He should be fired.
Oh no, the person who said let's only have one QA tester test the new skill.
Manager should be
Our biggest
fired.
update of the year. That person should be fired.
Everyone should be fired.
I
Anyone
don't
who
blame
hey,
the
hold on.
he was the only person.
Everyone who in the office just played it just to play it also should be fired for not pointing out or thinking, "Hey, wow, this is 50 times faster than what we said it would be." Alright, sorry, Dookami, go ahead.
I think it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it when I saw like within a few hours, people had millions and millions of XP, and I thought it was gonna be how they said it would like 100 to 250k an hour. And so when I saw this, I was pretty shocked because I don't pay attention to RS3 at all, and this is like the first thing I paid attention to in ages. So I'm not really sure about their reputation, but I guess they fucked RS2 with EOC. So, but this still came as a shock, seeing how fast people were getting it up.
I found out that someone got 200 mil from my buddy actually PMing me. He goes for ranks on there. He's like 5 bill XP or whatever. But he texted me saying someone's 200 mil in the skill already, and I was like, there's no way. And sure as shit, I look and it's 200 mil, and I was just like literally shaking my head, and it's like, oh, well, that's RS3 for you, and that was my reaction to it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sad that rank 1 on RS3 is in the hands of someone who gets 200 mil in the new skill the fastest. Eventually, old school will be like that in the future.
RS3
Never
front
to be.
page means nothing now.
Means nothing. But I'm talking about a game that doesn't even deserve to be called RuneScape, in my opinion.
What should it be called?
Ward of Scapecraft Free. Or something, I don't know.
Buy to win, basically.
Datarscape.
Shit, that's what it should be called.
You already call it shit.
That's why we all play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was shocked, like that if they really did promise 150 to 250k or whatever the fuck it was, like I really have no words. That's absolutely ridiculous. I just can't express how shocked I am that like we already know how fast some of the XP rates in that game are. This just pushed it to an entire new level. It is insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Fatally flawed. And yeah, anyone who had anything to do with invention should be fired. One thing I was happy that I
Except for
saw.
the
There was a really good tweet that I saw. Was it's had this player named Scuzzy wave to a chick. The chick was rank 1, and then the dude, Lay Me, came out of nowhere, started shaking his head at him. That was a good tweet.
That was good.
Got like almost 200 likes or some shit like that.
Do we have any skills that are faster than RS3s?
Fletching is faster in here than it
Woodcutting?
is on RS3. Like,
Woodcutting?
I think
No.
that 2-tick woodcutting is faster than crystal trees.
No, I heard they have like a 250k base rate. Not.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Herblore with potion, the venoms, or not?
I think
Those
Herblord's
like-
over
Nah,
an
they've got
hour.
You
overloads
get a mil an
and
hour,
shit.
yeah.
The fuck?
Overloads with bank
Yeah,
presets are
overloads, yep.
fucking OP.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get like 1 or 2k per potion or some shit.
if fletching is the only thing that's
What about dag bones? You can't. Can you one tick bones on RS3 or not?
I don't think so.
what's the prayer XP per hour though? Like you can get over a mil an
1
hour
mil.
with that in here. Can
They have frost.
take
Yeah, I
that,
think you can get like
RS3.
1 mil an hour.
You don't have dag bones.
They have frost bones and they have
But they
arrow
don't?
bones.
yeah, I don't know what kind of XP rates they can get with prayer or anything like that. I don't know. Another RuneScape 3 related thing was so like would you like how would you like old school if it had the same graphics as RS3 but like the exact same content as old school?
I would not like that. I like the old school interfaces a lot. I wouldn't mind if we got like HD, like the 2008 HD. I think I'd still rather have this, but it would be interesting to toggle between the two or something. But I think particle effects are nice. I'll give it that. But a lot of the stuff in RS3 is just really garish and
I think the main fundamental about old school is the old school graphics, and it should stay like that no matter what.
Yeah, I'd
I
hate
think-
it. Like
I think if the graphics get changed to HD, this is when we need to cut the line and say this isn't old school anymore. That's like the last straw, in my opinion, changing the graphics.
I mean, I'd argue that it's already not even old school. But I'd quit the game if we had RS3 graphics. This shit looks horrible. Obviously, we don't play like for the like. There's a lot of very ignorant people out there who think that great graphics make a game great. Obviously, none of us play RuneScape for the great graphics, but
Play it for the other reason.
but
These
I
graphics.
think that RuneScape 3 graphics interfaces and shit like that would make me quit.
Last time I logged on RS3, I couldn't tell what was what, so it would completely ruin it for me. I think some things are kind of nice, like I guess like the customizable teleports, particle effects as mentioned, some stuff like that. I can understand it coming in game, but then it's like a slippery slope. One thing leads to another, and before you know it, I can't tell what the fuck's what.
Yeah.
If we had the exact graphics RS3 has now, I wouldn't want that. A lot of the stuff looks really ridiculous. Like the particle effects seem really over the top in some areas. Like Aubrey said, I wouldn't mind the 2008 to 2010 looking stuff, but yeah, it would take them too much time to do that anyway, so I'm not really worried
yeah,
about
it's
it.
never gonna happen.
But there is that HD client that's always on Reddit.
Yeah,
I think
What's
that's gonna be
this?
like every week. There's like some guy posts this picture of his old school client that renders the graphics to HD. I think apparently he's gonna like release it at some point. I think it's gonna be a really big flop. I think the performance is gonna be terrible.
Optimization will be poor.
Yeah, I can't imagine that working out very well. But
graphics look really toony on it anyways. I don't really like it that much.
yeah,
I can see why some people
I
like
haven't
it.
heard anything about this. Can you give some
I'm
little bit
pretty
more
sure it's
background?
Minecraft. It's Minecraft textures, a lot of it.
Minecraft's kind of shit.
They show screenshots of like Falador, but then everything's got like crazy amounts of detail, and it looks nice, but being practical, it's not going to be practical.
The guy somehow managed to increase the draw resistance too. You can see much more into the distance.
Isn't that something that would be like game breaking? Like seeing people from further away? Haven't they been trying to avoid that for ages?
Yeah, they said that, so like people with better monitors and better computers can't see PKs farther away or monsters farther away. It's like a 15
Yeah, so if
tile or
he's
something.
breaking that, then this client won't be allowed.
No, they haven't changed that. How far you can
yeah,
see players.
you can
just,
see further away, but players
Yeah,
don't render more than 15 squares away.
Oh. Not sure.
Interesting.
But some of the shit in RS3 it looks so ridiculous. Have you, like, in one of Alkin's recent videos, he, like, pointed out how fucked up one of the guys looks. He had this massive, like, mask thing, and it was like a massive head of a dragon. It was like the size of the Calphite Queen pet. And it was, like, hanging, like, on his head. It just looked ridiculous.
What about that fucking pogo stick?
Oh my god, I was just about to
Totally.
say that.
Ridiculous.
gay.
Oh. Yeah, my
When
answer is
when
no.
we were talking about them fucking up invention QA testing, someone in chat said they were busy testing pogo sticks.
Pogo sticks from invention.
Probably, or yeah.
Yeah, it's from
I can see
invention. I don't know exactly how, but it's
Got the 200 mil cape.
Alright, so moving on. Jebram said that the agility buff to Brimhaven would make the course somewhere around 75 to 77k per hour, which is a lot higher than the 62k that people are accustomed to at Arty. This is deemed a quality of life update. How do you guys feel about it being considered a quality of life update? And in general, it's the 15k increase as well.
It's not as I guess it's 75k an hour is kind of ridiculous. I can understand being like 60k, like just under RD, but 75k is kind of stupid. Quality of life updates are supposed to be small little things. Like I guess it's small and little to add to code, but that's a huge update. There was something else. Quality of life update they were trying to do that would. Oh, they were gonna pull loot share with PVM quality of life updates. How is that a quality of life update? How is this a quality of life update?
The good points. You said like you'd be okay with it being like 60k an hour, but like if it was 60k an hour, just as many people would do it at 60k an hour that do it right now at like the 50k an hour that they can get. Like there's no reason for anyone to do it at 50k an hour or even 60k, 62 even.
You can go for records that way. You can go from 90 to 99 in one go from all tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess if you want to go for that kind of stuff.
How many people does that really appeal to, though?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it would be more to those niche players, but 75k an hour would put everybody there and would just kill Artie, unless you're going for graceful.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised about this. I don't do slow skills for a reason, and I don't know how many hundreds of hours are being knocked off of agility now. You can't mindlessly do it like you once or like you are able to do RD, but that 15k increase is a significant percentage of an XP per hour buff. I don't expect them to nerf it either. It's not really a quality of life update, but I feel like it's gonna be good. Like you think you're gonna be having to do it's gonna be so much more effort to get this kind of XP per hour. You're not gonna be able to go into a coma and still get max rates like you can at RD. So I think it's gonna be nice, gonna be good.
Yeah, I don't welcome the XP per hour, but I do welcome Brimhaven Agility course being optional because I'm a really big fan of the course. It's one of the most unique courses in the game. And yeah, I enjoyed doing it as a child back in the day.
Actually, they talked about buffing it like 4 months ago, maybe more.
Something like that, and it'd have been like
Maybe
100k an
5
hour.
months ago. And they were unclear about what rate they were gonna make it. And I tweeted John. I have the tweet here. I'm gonna put it in chat. I tweeted John and specifically asked him if he planned on making RD faster or slower than Brimhaven, and he said no. And here we are. I'm not sure if they're aware, cause
I don't think they are.
Yeah, like 30% of that is, or 25% of that is going to be from doing the obstacles.
Yeah, I don't know. When they're making this change, I don't think they're factoring in that like people are going to be doing obstacles in the downtime for the tickets to get the more XP.
Yeah. Oh, I'm against it just because it's not quality of life. It's a major change to the healing meta. Kind of disappointed, really.
I have absolutely no idea what the Brimhaven course is like. I've never been there. I've never seen any images of it or any footage of it. So
How
I
have
don't
you
know
never
if I
seen
would-
any images or footage of it?
I live in a bubble.
It's a random
Um,
grid, and tickets spawn on the thing, and you have to go to it, tag the thing, and you get a ticket. If you have to get like 2 in a row, and then you start getting tickets. And
It's
if you
one of my
fuck
favorite-
up, you lose tickets.
It's one of my favorite courses in the game.
I think it's designed like the course is designed well. I mean, 100 times better than these rooftop. Like, honestly, the rooftop courses fucking suck. Like, doing the Brimhaven dungeon, you'll actually feel like you're doing agility.
Yeah,
If
rooftops is
I'd
doing
enjoy it or not.
laps. There's no laps there. It's all random, and it's not as stagnant. I think that would have been a nice place to offer recolored gracefuls from,
Yeah, I
rather
agree.
than fucking Zaya.
That was suggested a really long time ago to add that as rewards for Agility Arena tickets. It made so much more sense, and the recolors that they posted on Reddit then also looked better than the ones that were posted for the Zaya.
Dude, the ones they did for Zaya, I don't know what they did, but they went from going from like a solid dark, defined black to like this dark gray, and it just ruined it.
I don't give a
Yeah, I
shit
don't
about
know.
any of the graceful colours apart from the tailors. The tailor guy, his set looks really cool in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah,
The black and white one.
Yep.
I just
Yeah.
don't think Graceful will ever look good, no matter what color it is. It's for utility.
I want to go back to
have
the
to look good.
2013 Graceful.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
Great.
As far as the course, I'm really glad that they're reviving dead content. That's what I want them to do more of, so it's really good in that respect. It's good that Artie is not going to be the best thing because Artie is really dull and just really low effort. So it'll still be decent because of the profit and because of the I don't think it needs to be 77. I think it could be like 70. It'll be fine, and it would still probably be worth doing, and it wouldn't be a big increase. But yeah, I really don't think the JMods understand what they're doing because they say this is quality of life, but it's completely game changing.
Yeah.
Is what it is, I guess.
We'll complain about it and we'll get it fixed.
Eh, I won't.
I think
be,
so. We're on a pretty good streak.
I won't be complaining. All right,
What,
so
you want to put effort into agility?
I mean, I never have any plans of ever doing any agility anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So still kind of on the quality of life topic. There's a quality of life poll going on right now. Is there anything that you wish they would have put on the poll that isn't on it?
Selfish things, make it so that I can wear my Varrock top, so I can wear my Prospector top instead of my Varrock top and still get the Varrock top effect if I have the diary done, because it completely fragments the set, it looks terrible, my fashion escape could never be on point with this shit on. Also make Trouble Brewing flags one-handed, because right now they're two-handed and no other flag in the game is two-handed even though they're the same exact model, so you can't wield a shield with them, it pissed me off. Fine.
I wouldn't really call this a quality of life update, but I quit the game in January 2007, but I did keep track of the updates on RuneScape. One update which I did like was max hits being an orange blood splat instead of red. And I would really like that into old school. I think it would be a really cool addition to combat.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Orange blood splats for max hit.
One thing we definitely need, and this is absolutely vital to the community, is more role-playing worlds. Why are you laughing?
For me, a quality of life update, a nice one, would be let me fucking vote via the website. Don't make me vote on a poll in game. I have not
They
voted
say
in
you could abstain.
I have not voted in a single poll since they removed being able to vote via the website. I would like that.
Can you abstain if you have to vote through the website? Or if you want to vote through the website? And they say that was one of the reasons
Can you
why they
abstain now?
wanted to change it.
It's supposed to
Yeah,
come in.
but
You're
they're
gonna
adding
be able to abstain Thursday.
Okay.
I talked about this last stream or last podcast as well. What's it called? Ectophiles or ectophile tokens, whatever. Why the fuck can he only hold 13? They changed it from 12 to 13. So every time you do an inventory for Bone Crusher, you have to talk to the stupid ghost. Why can't I do an hour's worth of it and then collect my tokens at the end. I don't see why they do that. Just let me fucking collect 1,000 tokens at once.
Yeah, totally agree.
Alright, so my turn?
Yep.
Alright. It's kind of quality of life, and it's also like merging with the next question that I added. But I want them to find, if we can't get Australian servers, they need to find a way to make methods that are dependent on ping and internet so that the max stays the same, but they can change slight things to the way it's done so that it's not as heavily dependent on your internet. Like filling your pouches in the same, like when you have the bank open, you can fill your pouches up without closing it. I don't know if that would be much faster than closing it because you have escape to close bank, but that makes such a difference for people with horrible internet, and just different ways of going about it like that. They need to do that for more skills. If they can't give us Australian servers, one or the other. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think that they should come out with Australian servers. I don't know about all that other shit there, but it's
Yeah.
what?
Madash said that he couldn't give Australian servers DDoS protection.
Why?
I'm not sure. That's all he
They
said on
don't.
Twitter.
There's probably because there's not a company in Australia that offers that service at a reasonable rate.
Yeah, there was a post on Reddit a while ago. There was like a link to a I don't know, some kind of article about Australian internet in general, just saying that like their technology there for internet connection is just extremely outdated, and so no matter what, it's bad. I mean, I think that RS3 Australian servers are still probably a lot better than not playing on an Australian server in old school, but it'd be interesting to see like what kind of ping RS3 Australians get.
Hey, do you think there have ever been any Australian players who have moved so they could have better connection to play RuneScape? There had to have been
It
someone
may
at
have been a factor in their decision to move. I don't know if it
there
was
had
their
to have been
only
someone
reason.
at some point in time who did that.
I want to move to Europe mainly because of the heat, and secondly because of the internet here. Those are my main two reasons.
I mean, I can imagine me, like, if I lived in Australia and I wanted to go to, and I was thinking about, like, going to college out of the country, you know, I'd be like, well,
Exactly.
I don't really care where I go to college, but I'll go here because they have good internet or something.
Yeah, like if I went to high school in Australia and then was going to go somewhere else for college, I would definitely try to go out of the country.
Yeah.
I'm saying like their sole reason for moving was to get better internet to play RuneScape. There had to have been someone.
If you hit the lottery, sure.
If you win the lottery, you're moving no matter what. Like,
Yeah, I'm going where Google Fiber is there.
It's fun.
you win the lottery, you'll buy Australian service for yourself.
Yeah, if anyone in the RuneScape community wins the lottery and they have a lot to spare, please invest in Australian servers. Make a donation to Jagex purely for that purpose.
Gotta play to win. Alright, so we talked a little bit about the graceful colors. You can talk about how you like the black ones, but overall in general, like, we didn't agree with how they were introduced, but overall, do you hate the graceful recolors or love it?
I hate them. They're disgusting. And they cost marks of grace. Like, you're wasting money on them as well.
I dislike them. They were poorly implemented. They were poorly designed. And I don't see a point in them, to be honest. It's sad. The best looking one you can't get.
Yeah, the black and white one. Just because it's neutral colours.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get them. They don't really look that great in my opinion. Could have looked better, but I just don't think the graceful looks, no matter what color it is, I don't think it'll
I'm a big fan of it.
fancy.
Graceful.
Graceful is already black and white.
I don't know.
I
I think the yellow one looks the best, to be honest. I might get that one, but
I just don't get why the colors are so dull and like not crisp or vibrant. Like the picture on Reddit looked awesome, and then what we got was shit.
Well, I could see myself possibly getting some kind of nasty ass purple yellow combination.
I don't think you can do a combination.
Not
I'm
yet.
not sure.
You will be able to soon once you can get 100% in every single house.
Oh, fuck. That's gonna be disgusting.
Like, think about that. You could have one different, like, you could have a complete, like, you could be a rainbow graceful. It's coming.
Do they have a pink set?
Can you buy like one color and then go get 100% favor another one and wear the old one?
I think so, yeah. Pretty soon
See-
you're gonna be able to get 100% all at the same time.
Yeah.
That's when they'll
I'm waiting till
possibly
then I all of them because of my marks.
they'll possibly add the black and white set then with the
Would you
100% or maybe.
Aubrey, would you consider getting 100% in all of them a completionist goal?
Once they make it so you can't lose favor, then it definitely is, yeah. And that
Okay, just wondering.
I dislike all but one of the graceful sets, and that's the yellow one because, well, it could possibly be classed as gilded graceful. Nearly. Looks gold to me. But
the
I
red
still
one
want
I'm kind of disappointed in because I was hoping it would match the map.
But yeah, in general, I'm not really a fan of the new colours, apart from the Taylor one.
I haven't seen anyone in game with them on yet, so I don't really. All I have to go off of is that picture. Alright, so next question is explain my staking adventure. Sorry, this happened about a week ago. 8-9 days. And I had already planned to take this week break, and before I left, I was thinking, you know, I'm either gonna go bankrupt or get max cash. And the former happened. I lost 7 straight stakes, and I lost all of my money. It is what it is, and I mean, I make an infinite amount of money per hour on an alt account anyway. It's not like it's a big deal. But I just cannot imagine or can't believe that I lost 7 straight stakes.
You won 9 in a row before you lost 7, so how can you not believe it?
Well, so my alt account is 9-0 at the Duel Arena, and I lost the 7 straight stakes on my main. And yeah, it is what it is. Lesson learned? We'll see. We'll see in a couple weeks.
He'll be
But-
back.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Cause being on the opposite end of that is also fun. But I was just trying to see before I took that week break if I was gonna go bankrupt or have prayer banked. It did not factor into me taking a week break. That was planned. But it was fun. I'll probably do it again. But all right. Yeah, because like I was sitting there, this is something that Ginger was saying, that gambler's fallacy. Like, there's no way I can lose 4 times in a row. There's no way, I'm gonna go in 200 mil. There's no way I can lose 5 times in a row. I'm gonna put in another 100 mil. There's no way I can lose 6 times in a row. There's no way I can lose 7 times in a row. But it fucking happened. But alright, so moving on, came out with the dev blog today was the shard sharing. Pretty much like 300 shards get split and divided equally among the people who where they're killing the boss, and the 300 shards will make the item. This will apparently aid in future bosses that don't need DPS rolls. What do you think about shard sharing?
I understand why they want to add it, but there's tons of stuff they overlook. Like, all these items are going to come into the game in these shards, and we're going to need more bank space. We're going to definitely need more than 800 at that point, because there's a shit ton of items. Then they also didn't mention stuff about how people will get pets, which is a big part of PvEing. Most people go pet hunting not for money. And then they also didn't mention anything about the kill counter, who would get kills towards their kill counter, or if nobody would. And that's another thing. Like, a lot of PvMers like to show off their kill counter. So if that doesn't go towards kill counter, a lot of people aren't going to want to do it.
Pretty sure
same
they
thing
said
with the
that
pets.
it'd be like for pets and for kill count, it was still whoever does the most big drops, and even just like regular drops will go to the person with the most damage. But just
No, they didn't say that. They said it was going to be random.
did they?
Yeah.
From what from what I remember skimming through it, it said like smaller items won't be split and will be given to the person who did the most damage. And
Smaller
only
drops are not split into shards. Instead, they are rewarded to a random player in your team. This makes sure that everyone who is in your team, whether they are a damage dealer or a tank, has a shot at getting few drops.
well, I did skim.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just reading it so you guys know.
I think pets
So-
should definitely go to highest damage.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
no, I
that
agree.
totally changes the pet metagame.
And the same thing for kill count.
Huh?
If that is the case, well, I guess you just don't have to do it with like if you're going for a pet and want to get all the kills. If you're doing like Corp or something, doing bosses, you just
Casey.
if it was force for every world, then wouldn't be anyone else getting to 12k Corp KC anytime soon.
Yeah.
As far as my thoughts on shard share in general, better system than loot share. I think loot share really isn't that good of a system. Like the whole LSP thing is very unclear, and it's gonna make it so that people with high LSP want to try to find a team with people that are low LSP and all that shit. It's not a very good system. Shard share is definitely better. I think that even better than that would be just do coin share, but put the item in the GE at a price that will always sell, so it's never adding more GP into the game. The problem with CoinShare in the past was that it would put it in at GE value, and a lot of times it wouldn't sell, but it would give people GP without actually selling the item, so it caused a bunch of inflation and fucked up the GE. But if they just put the item in the GE for 1 GP, then it would always sell, and it would sell to, whatever was the best offer at the time. And I think that would be even better than having to deal with shards.
What if someone puts an offer in for like every item at 1 GP and he's the only one with an offer at that time?
I doubt that would ever
He gets the
happen.
item and they'll split.
Well, I
Well,
don't
that-
think
for one
that
GP.
for the big item things like an
Someone
Ellie.
bought an Ellie for 50k off a G. 50k.
That was a fluke because
That was because
Yeah,
their
I
offer
sold
was
all
in the
8.
GE long
you can
like
only get 2 bill for all 8, and so the first 3 sold for like 700 mil, but the last 5 had to sell for that remaining 100 mil that he could receive in one G offer.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That,
But,
that
but
was a complete fluke.
imagine being a team and someone buys like an Ellie for like 50 mil because he's the highest offer at the time because no one's buying it.
I don't
How
think that
pissed
would
would
ever
you be?
happen. There's too many offers in the G for all of the higher value items. That would never happen. But if you want instant GP, you do expect to get low balls. Same thing as if you put an item in the G for insta-sell.
Yeah.
The thing that's bad about Shard Share too is like you won't have to be in a PVM clan anymore. You can just go on forums, find 2 of the people that want to do Sarah or something, and then just go. And that would make more people PVMing because a lot of the clans require high amounts of shit. It motivates lower players to train their combats so they're not in a clan that's probably going to scam.
That's true. It probably will be kind of a hit in a way to the PVM.
I don't understand the 300 shards thing.
300 is like a nice number that like divides for a lot of numbers, like 2, 3, 5,
4,
6.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah. 15, 20 goes all the way up because raids are supposed
So
to
it'd
hold
be like
100.
stackable item that's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like a Bando's chestplate shard.
It'd be
and
like, yeah.
300 can convert into that.
Yeah.
But you can sell the
Yeah.
shard in the GE.
Yeah,
And
for 130.
presumably it would be extremely close to 1/300th of the actual item. I guess there could be people trying to
Merch
immerse
and
it.
stuff.
Like I can imagine LE shards, instead of being 1/300th, they're actually like 1/310th, because not many people have enough money to actually buy 300 shards. And so I think you could actually make some money buying LE shards if you have enough money to make one. But I don't think you're gonna be mad about getting an LE no matter what happens. So, is people's problem with it the fact that people who are leeching get equal share?
That's a big problem too, because like when you had loot share, people use like broad bolts or bronze bolts at Corp. Like that's ridiculous. And then you have people who also don't use piety or piety, whatever it is. At,
You have to be in the same
bosses.
CC as people and have it turned on and everything for it to work for a group.
Yeah, but if you go to like a huge mass at Corp, how do you know who's using broad bolts? Like when there's rangers and shit, you know?
What if they made it
I
so
get
the
a
amount of
massive-
shards you get is equivalent to what percentage damage you dealt?
I would
Well,
like
their
that.
whole thing
Yeah,
is they
that's actually a
want
good idea.
tanks to also have a what they call a
Yeah,
fair
it's-
chance.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they said
yeah.
something about how it limits their design space for future bosses because
Yeah.
future bosses require tanks, and yeah,
Even so, like God Wars, at
they
least
could
for Sam
factor in
and Bandos,
damage
you definitely
taken then. But then people would, purposefully take damage, so it'd be stupid.
In my opinion, if they're going to cater to like tanks in them, they need to add more tanky prayers or tanky weapons and shields. Like you can't like they say that they're not going to cater to pure community, but now they're catering to the tanks or the non-DPS roles of the community. Like
I wouldn't
it's
really
so
say that.
inconsistent.
I wouldn't really say that they're catering to tank. Like I think it's a pretty good idea. Like I did Corp on my alt with Tom a couple of weeks ago, and he wanted to invite some of his friends, and I said that they couldn't come because I wouldn't trust a single one of those motherfuckers if they got a good drop. Like, but in a situation like this, you can go ahead and go boss with the scummiest motherfuckers out there, and you'll be fine. Like,
Yeah, but that's what makes all the items go down because there's more people doing it like that. I mean, there's the pros and cons to everything.
I think getting rid of scammers in this aspect is good. People aren't gonna be getting an arcane or an Ellie or an Armadale hilt or something like that and then just running.
I think the trust of players that you're going with, like whether you trust them or not, shouldn't be a factor like when you're considering whether the item's going to go down or not, just because you don't have to trust people anymore. So you feel like you could go more. While it is a factor, that's not... I don't feel like that should be an argument as to why it shouldn't come. Like...
I guess my main arguments is like people aren't going to try as hard for kills because they're going to get an equal share no matter what they do. So if they pot or not, it doesn't matter. They're not going to try to get last hit on bosses like at God Wars Dungeon because then you tank the minions. It's just a bunch of stuff like that that adds up, and just for me, I don't like it. I mean, it is what it is. It's probably going to come in. I mean, a lot of people are going to vote no for it, but they're going to keep pushing something like this for raid bosses, or they're just going to release raid bosses without it, and then the player's going to ask for it.
Do you think it's a bad idea?
I don't think it's designed well. I wanted a system where like person who does most damage in a team gets a drop, but the team has collective damage. So like one person couldn't crash 3 people, for instance. But I mean, if I would take this over coin share or loot share any day, I agree with you guys on that. But they need to clarify pets and kill count because that's for a lot of PVMers a big deal.
Someone PM'd me and they wanted me to say that splits are important because it builds people's reputation and makes them trustworthy, and that's important for PVM clans and making friendships.
That's not
So
true.
doing this would Oh,
Fuck
this was the
that. Like
guy.
I'd rather know I'd rather know without a doubt like whoever I'm going with, I'm getting my fair share no matter what. Like
Yeah, but Randy, I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you. If you know you're gonna get a fair split no matter what, are you gonna try harder to get kills?
are you saying this from if yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't want to waste my time and get the kill slower.
But what if it's more AFK for like some people, like doing Bandos without piety on or something?
Doing it without piety on like doesn't affect the AFK-ness of it.
Well,
Oh,
if say like I go to Bandos with two people off forms, and one person is not potting and not using prayers, and here I am trying my ass off, and he's getting the same amount of
Then you
stuff,
should kick him from your party after 2 kills.
How do you notice? How do you know, dude? That stuff's invisible. You can't tell. You can blame it on RNG.
Isn't there
That's a good point.
a Wisp Buddy feature where you can follow somebody and see their stats? Their
Yeah, but it
stat
doesn't
boost?
show
Yeah,
the
but it
boosted
doesn't show
stats.
boosted stats.
Okay.
I just can't even imagine how many people in the past have gone to Corp with a group and one guy gets an Ellie and never hear from him again.
Oh no, I agree. I agree with you that
Like
that needs to be addressed, but I don't think this is the way to do it. I don't know. Last stream, Matt K talked about how they were catering to like easy scape and making it less dangerous and stuff, and this is one of the things that does to that, in my opinion. Like wilderness ditch, toggles before using wilderness teleport, stuff like that. Like it just toggles to like easy scape, in my opinion, or baby scape, I think he called it.
Fuck the ditch. That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. We can agree or disagree on it, man. I get it. It's got its pros and cons. I just think they need to address kill count and pets, and if they address that, I think a lot more people will take a liking to it.
I moving on. Alright, so Ace
Good one.
Ace died while he was streaming Jed a couple days ago. Actually, this was more than a week ago, my bad. Like he died killing Jed, but he killed him on his second attempt. It was the first time he had ever tried to get a fire cape. But so how many attempts did it take for you to get your first ever fire cape? How many attempts did it take you?
My first fire cape was nearly exactly 10 years ago, back in early 2006. And it took me about 3 tries with the Crystal Bow and Black D'Hide, the 2006 setup really. This was back when Judd was a mysterious foe, and not many people knew what even his max hit was, etc.
I'm sure a couple people found out the hard way.
Yeah, definitely. And I
Must
actually
be really
remember
fun.
I remember like it was yesterday, jumping up and screaming after I beat Jad. And I remember Mum banging on the wall and telling me to shut the fuck up, or something like that. And yeah, that was when I got my first fire cape. That was when the fire cape was highly prestigious. One of the most prestigious items to get in the game.
How long? Didn't you say before it would take like over 2 hours to get to
Oh,
Jed?
easily. This was with Black D. I had Ranger Boots, Robin Hood, and Crystal Bow, etc. And the glory.
Legends Cape.
Legends Cape. Yeah, Legends Cape.
Christ.
Yeah, way over 2 hours to get to Jad.
You got to remember, back then you had to right-click attack Jad, switch prayers, right-click attack Jad.
Switch prayers would also cancel your attack, so you had to right-click attack him again.
Really?
Significantly
Wow.
harder.
Just little things like that added up and made him a more formidable foe back in the day, especially with him being very unknown of what he can do. But back then, Jagex didn't really explain their updates as much as they do now.
I got it back like in middle school. I think I was like 12 or 13 at the time, and I fucking suck. I think I failed like 4 or 5 times before I finally got it the first time. Very excited when I got it. You know, like I was I would like I would like almost get to a point where I'd be superstitious. Like if I failed and I was wearing like a certain like pair of underwear, I would not try Jad again in that shit. Um, so I was really happy when I did it. I failed it at least 4 or 5 times back when I was like 12 or 13.
I remember when I first got mine. It was like same time rig, same setup and stuff. There was also a couple other updates that made it difficult. I think I failed like 4 or 5 times, and there was only like one video ever on how to do it, and it was on like Scythe forums or whatever. And you had to like, there was no commentary, nothing, no sound, nothing. It would just show him, and you kind of have to like work out what he was doing and how to prevent it. But back then, you also couldn't log out in the caves. You had to actually sit there the whole 2 hours.
Yes. If you logged out, it would reset the whole thing.
Yeah, it would kick you out.
Can I just
The login
interrupt
timer
quickly?
was
Yeah,
2
go ahead,
minutes
Ray.
or something, wasn't it?
Sorry?
The
Yeah,
login
you're right.
timer was like 2
Yep.
minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first was with Gano and a Polypore, where you could just pray range the entire time and tank the mage hits because you got like 60% damage soak.
Wow.
I don't know how many attempts that was, but that was my first.
One,
Better have been
I would
one.
hope.
Yeah, better have been one, mate.
Yeah, it was quite. My first one in old school took me quite a few attempts though because I did it with no ranged at all, and I used a dragon halberd for most of it. I used a
Holy
whip a little bit. Well, I used a whip for anything besides the mages actually, so I used a whip for a lot of it, but I killed all the mages with a dragon halberd, flicking prayers on them. Each attempt took about 2.5 to 3 hours, and I failed, I think, 6 times.
6?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. That was almost 3 years ago. I used Blood Rush for healing. I didn't have like Guffins or anything.
Holy hell.
Can I just say quickly, the way I practiced to beat Jad back in 2006 was on Google Videos because YouTube was still fairly new at the time. And I remember one guy getting to Jad and I would pretend that I'm fighting Jad. That was the way I practiced, so I'd switch prayers on his video, if you know what I mean, click the spots. That's how I learnt to do Jad back in 2006. Quite an effective way to train, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
Back to what Rig said, though, being so prestigious, I remember getting mine and then all my friends paying me to do theirs.
You were like Zezimir if you had the fire cape back in
Yeah, dude,
2006.
people
You would
would
have
follow you.
swarms of people.
And it was like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
is the white cape? They're like, what is that cape? Because that cape had an animation. That was like the first ever item you could wear that had an animation. Just standing still, yeah.
Yes.
I know I had one back in like 08, 09. I don't remember it being I don't remember getting it, so I can't really say much about that. But in 07, I know that I did it on my first attempt. I remember I was like 90 something combat, and I just hit 70 ranged to get the Carol's bow, because that was the weapon I wanted to use. So yeah, I was pretty low stats really. I mean, people have been like level 30 and gotten the cape, but I was pretty proud of myself at the time for being such low stats getting the cape. This is
Yeah, I was
probably
like
a month after the game released.
I was like 60 range, and I was just too lazy to get 70, so I decided to just try meleeing it instead, even though I had like.
I still have never gotten a fire cape. I think
Hey.
I'm like
You
3
need to fix
attempts
that shit
in
up.
or something. Yeah, I bought armor, and I'm gonna attempt it with like 80 range and blowpipe and bruise and restores and shit.
Pronto.
And I might stream it.
Are you expecting to kill it your first time?
I hope so. There wouldn't be much pressure because I would do it on task.
Oh, there'd be
So
a
it
lot.
would
There'd
only
be a
take,
lot
like-
of pressure.
You're gonna get knocked the fuck out. That's all I'm
Well, then
saying.
you can all watch. I would do it on task, so it's going to be less than 40 minutes to get there. So hopefully I won't feel like if I fuck up, I've wasted so much time, which is where like all the pressure and stress came from, which is why you fail. So I hope I won't fail.
Thing about Jad now is when I first did it, there was no accumulator, and I believe there was no boost prayers for range. There was no SGS. There was no you didn't use purple sweets, like that was a myth.
Didn't really matter with the crystal bow though, Chooch.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The
It's just
accumulator.
all these little things that add to it now. Like you can almost AFK it with fucking blowpipe and
Or
dragon dart.
you can like sit in the middle and tank with a blowpipe.
Yeah,
But you can or you can't?
basically you can, but you don't have 99 range, so
Fuck yes, I'm doing that.
I wouldn't do that.
I will do that. Killed Zoro with one attack style. Used the trident to switch
Champ.
my prayers. That took like 8 attempts.
Well, I hope wish you good luck whenever that time comes. If you do stream it, that's just adding in more pressure. You'll get ripped
Yeah.
to fucking shreds if you die.
I'm ready for it.
Like Ace, even though he killed it the next attempt, he's not gonna be able to live it down.
7
Never
cool.
mind.
I remember when he killed it, like he just like came in, like he unmuted his mic and he was like, I did it, 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 I did it. Just like the happiest you could possibly imagine him.
To bring up one more point, if you guys have never meleeed Jad, that is an experience too. Like that,
Yeah,
like,
I
you
did
can't
that
kill
one
melee
time.
now.
Like I meleeed it on my alt because I had like 30 range. That was fun.
That's
Yeah,
something I
no,
want
I
to
agree.
do. I want to Darok Chad.
I had to learn like because I had never watched any video or anything on people meleeing it, so like I had to learn how to like flick the 360s as I was doing it. Couple big hits by them later. Um, it was fun. I fucked up on Jad once though, and it meleeed me like an 80. But
One of my fails when I was using Dragon Halberd to kill Jad was getting too close to it without realizing it because I had to 2 scores away, and I just looked as usual because I didn't want to risk trying the extra effort and up since I hadn't done
2.5 hours though, that's terrible.
it forever. I think honestly maybe even 3 hours for a lot of the. But I think like 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them, I didn't even get to Jad.
Did you run out of supplies or what?
I know that I got KO'd by a mage at least once. Not exactly sure.
Choochy, can you remember
What?
when the fight caves got fixed? It was very early when it first got released in 2005. The monsters would get stuck to the walls really easily.
Yeah, they didn't move in
You remember that?
diagonals. They moved in L shapes.
Yeah.
So it would move like all the way north or all the way south, and then it would just move east to west or vice versa. And you can get them all stuck in one spot, and they would all get stuck on one rock in order. So you can like walk out a square, walk back, and a 22 would come, and then you walk out a square, walk back, and a 45 would come. People with 10 HP back then did it without sweets.
It didn't last long. It got fixed quite
Yeah.
fast, actually.
Yep,
But
I
yes,
remember
that was a very old glitch in the fight caves in 2005.
My first fire cape on 07, my girlfriend actually turned off my screen because she wanted me to pay attention to her.
Bruh.
Fuck.
She didn't
She's
understand why I was so
she's
mad.
getting dumped after that.
Yeah, I wasn't fighting Jad. I was like fighting like 360s and 180s, but I wound up dying because she was insistent on me not going back on, like jumping on me and shit.
I'd have been pissed as fuck.
Oh, dude, I was so mad. I was 63 range, bro. 63.
Damn.
Well, the screen regions are gonna mess up again, aren't they? Whose name do I have?
I don't think screen ranges are even on.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's shitty your girlfriend fucked up your attempt there.
I can't get mad at her though. Like she didn't know, you know what I mean?
Hey,
27 prayer.
she's gonna learn today.
After that, she would look on my screen and she'd see all the red, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not fucking with you."
Alright.
Yo, can I tell a quick story real quick about my girlfriend real quick? You guys
Go
don't mind.
ahead.
All right, so as you all know, there's a boss called Saradomin, right? So one night I was PVing out my buddies really late, like 3 a.m. And we keep saying like Sarah, we can't wait for Sarah Hill, whatever. My girlfriend wakes up dead asleep and she's crying, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she looks at me and goes, "Who's Sarah?" Fucking great.
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit.
Brilliant.
Yeah, dude, I love that. It's fucking great.
That is fantastic. Alright, moving on. What are your guys' thoughts on now being able? Actually, I don't know if it's out yet, but you'll be able to convert Zora items into Zora scales. It failed to pull the first time, but
We already did that.
what is it in the game now?
Yeah. Isn't it?
I don't think so.
Fucking, I've been
No.
back for like 3 hours. I don't know.
No, I
It's
think
already
they
had
re-
its effects on the economy, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say my helm. I was merching helms at bottom for 180, about 40 of them. Now they're like 2 mil each.
Damn.
Wow.
But I don't get why they're repulling. I can understand they want to fix scales, but didn't John C said that he wanted the items to be cheap but high to use, like with the scales? But then they add Zora scale fishing to decrease scales. That didn't work. Like the whole thing about Zora is completely fucked. I don't think they have any real answer or logic to Zora. They're just gonna do what the players want.
Yeah. Um, I had two Serp helms just laying in my bank, so it was a pleasant surprise to see that I made 2 mil or so during my week off. Um, surprised that they repulled this, and I mean the Serp helms and shit were gonna be hitting ALC price at some point in time, so I guess it's a good update.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Alright, so
All right, next question.
alright, so how do you guys feel about the recent changes to the Crown shop?
At first I was very skeptical because I thought that changing it from easy diaries to hard diaries would only solve the problem of bots, and then the people
Yeah.
who abuse it are going to make a fucking killer bank because they're gonna have open worlds. Um, Randy's in the process of doing diaries on his alt. So I don't know how many people are out there doing that, like building an alt to abuse the shit out of this. So it's kind of hard to say whether or not this was actually successful yet. But I think in a couple of weeks, top, is much more dead than it was before. Then I guess I was
mean,
wrong.
from what I've seen so far, it's uh, solving both bots and players. There's only going to be a handful of people out there that finish the process. I think that it's going to do a good job for the overall game, the inflation. But me personally, I'm out here jumping for joy. Like it's great. It's great for me.
I've been doing it in the morning on another account, and there's still about like, I want to say 10 players or so that are there consistently every time I go on. So I mean, it's not like as it was before where you couldn't find a world that's empty on certain times, but I mean, it's still
I
pretty.
imagine there's still a whole bunch of bots that are completely oblivious to the change that are still
Oh,
doing
dude,
it.
the first day I saw some level 3 or like low levels like 30 selling shit
Oh
still.
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
And
people who bought it, like if you're botting, you're not keeping up with what the fuck's going on with the game. It's gonna take them a while before they realize, oh shit, I'm getting half the fucking money. Fuck happened? So I think it's done a great job. Like,
I also think it
It should
makes
solve
sense.
some inflation.
Yeah,
also
yeah,
makes
it solves or not solves, but it helps with it.
Yeah, it'll help.
Um,
It'll
I
help
think
for
it
a
also
while.
makes it easier for people that are doing it. There's less people buying the items, so there's a surplus of items for people that are actually doing it.
A lot of short-term good things.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Kieran saying it wasn't based off Lynx's video?
that
That's
is a
bullshit.
Such bullshit.
disgusting
Such
ass
bullshit.
lie. Kieran, don't fucking lie to us. You know damn well what the fuck made you do it. It was 100% because of it.
At least it's
Yeah.
got rid of a lot of bots, right? There was,
Hundreds of bots are gone.
so technically there's less gold coming in the game, right?
Yeah.
That's a good thing then, in my opinion, and I'm happy with it.
The bots will be buying them from the G and then selling them to the store. Oh wait, it's still gold coming into the game, but it's not as much.
What?
Like I was thinking, like, the bots that are now selling for below our price would be taking gold out of the game, but it's not taking gold out of the game because they're still buying in items and then getting GP for it, but it's not as much.
There's no more bots there anymore, like at all.
Oh, they realized?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
I definitely think it's an improvement. It pretty much solves the botting problem, at least like 99% probably, and that was it was way more bots using it than real players, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I still think it should just be removed from the game. I mean, it's a really overpowered money-making method and really kind of obscure, and like I think the best money-making method should be things like killing a boss or like like farming resources or whatever,
In crafting, yeah.
selling shit to a store. That's fucking stupid. They should have made it elite, or they should just get rid of it completely. It's better, but I still think it should be.
Elite isn't even
I
that
agree.
bad.
I
Elite
should-
isn't even that, like, the Karamja Elite is so fucking
Yeah, it's
easy.
basically just rune crafting.
No, they
No.
should have made it fucking like a daily thing. Like if you
Yeah,
have each
yeah,
gun,
that
you can
would be
sell
another solution.
25 and 50
Yeah.
and 7,500.
We should just take it out, to be honest. It's crazy inflation, and it's just not needed.
Alright, so one's wanting they asked something about the merch store, and I'll just kind of give an update on that. So got Clayton, he is working on setting up a website and finding a company and everything like that. He runs his own company, so he's pretty much the best guy for the job at this point. And depending on what the site offers us will depend on what kind of items we'll be able to offer. I can say that t-shirts are definitely happening, but I'd like for there to be more things like mouse pad,
Mouse pad would
mugs,
be huge.
t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeves, tank tops, shit like that.
I think more people would buy mouse pads than t-shirts even.
Yeah, I mean, especially since it'll be a lot cheaper as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just have to see. He's comparing a lot of websites and prices and everything, because like a lot of things with it is we don't want to have we don't want to have an inventory of items. A lot of that is because like I don't want people to have to give me their shipping information. That for me, that would completely turn me off from buying anything from anyone for any price. That wasn't like something like Amazon. It's so we're trying to find a site that pretty much manages the inventory for us and takes care of the shipping process for us at a reasonable price that has several things available for us. So I should get a progress update from him in about 5 or 6 days. But alright, so moving on, another update that came out recently was this farming outfit in the little seed box. The farming outfit is inefficient to get, and it weighs a fuck ton. What are your guys' thoughts on this failed update?
I think that, like, even though it's not worth it, people still think it's worth it, even for 99. Like, people that aren't in, like, our community, but basically like Reddit and shit, and I guess normal players, they think it's worth it, and for even 99, let alone 200 mil. So they'll still get it, even though it's not worth it for us. And they'll still play it. I saw like 2 minutes of the minigame being played, and it seems okay. You have to click a lot.
But you have to get a pretty high favor just to access that mini game as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That shit.
So like that just adds into how bad it is. Alright, go ahead, Aubrey.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the seed box, I can't imagine anyone ever actually wanting to use it unless you're an Ultimate Iron Man. Farming outfit is pretty much useless. I mean, 5 mil XP for 200 mil, and 5 mil farming XP is less than 5 hours of actual gameplay, and it takes more outfit. So it does save some money also, so you probably should factor that in. Still don't think it's worth it even for 200 mil. And if it weighs that much, then you're going to be spending more in staminas, and it's just a hassle because it's easier to wear graceful in farm runs. I don't know why instead they didn't, if they want to do an XP outfit, why don't they make the rogue outfit give 2.5% thieving, since it's already in the game, and Rogue's Den is dead content, and it's actually really cool if you go play it, but the outfit is total sense for that to be either agility or thieving, but probably thieving would be better.
Idea. I know that we discussed it before, talking about like a hunter giving a 2.5% bonus.
Yeah, that would finish up the gathering skills, that makes
I like that idea with Rogue's Den though. That would definitely be.
It's actually really, really fun if you ever go play it. It requires a lot of skill to like learn it, and requires
Yeah,
focus,
absolutely.
and it's an interesting minigame.
I remember I was disappointed back when they came out with the achievement diaries that they didn't make like for the Falador or whatever the fucking area that is. They didn't make you require having to get a full set like for the elite.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I think it's a
Like,
pretty...
They made
Sorry.
you do a bunch of other dumb things like kill fucking chompies and
They could have at least made it
kill
so you have to
Black
complete the
Knights.
Rogue's Den at least once. It can take a bit, like it can take a few attempts before you actually succeed in doing the Rogue's Den the first time.
I think it's
That'd be a good
pretty
task.
pathetic and useless update. The seed box and the outfit, seeing as it's inefficient for 200 mil. Also, I'm still waiting for a justifiable answer why it weighs so much.
Yeah, they're fixing that this
Can I
Thursday.
just ask, alright, is it not meant to be?
I think it's because the Angler outfit weighed that much, and they just forgot to change the weight, because probably like
Oh, I see.
defaults off of that or something. Their justification for the Angler outfit is that it's like fishing gear, so it weighs a lot, which is
So stupid, you're
I guess.
carrying the fishing gear. Already.
doesn't really make that much sense, but at least straw hat weighing 12 kilograms, not so.
Yeah. Alright, so moving on. Do you guys think that the authenticator should have a 3 to 7 day wait on it, like how bank pins do?
Probably it should, because somebody gets past your authenticator, then fucked.
I welcome it with open arms. Anything to make our accounts more bulletproof, more safe. The delay for a hacker to get into our account. I'm all for it.
They've they've answered this question like on their Q&A before, and Matt K, cups his hands and says, well, if you got an authenticator account, you should be good to go, mate. And basically brushes it off. I think the reason they won't do it is because they know that people will not be playing the game in a scenario where it happens. But they also won't be playing the game if they get hacked and lose all their shit. So if they just make this like an optional thing where you can set
Oh yeah, I mean
Anywhere.
optional, just like a bank. pin,
anywhere
really.
from a 12-hour to a 3-day delay, and it sends you an email, sends you a text, warns you when you try to log in that someone you to remove your authenticator. Then like a pretty good idea to me.
All right, yeah, I think that it is it's a phenomenal. It's one of those phenomenal ideas that make too much sense for Jagex to even consider doing. Much like how like before when you could just enter a bank pin twice, log out, and then re-enter it 2 more times. Like it took them so fucking long to do an update like that. Like this update makes so much fucking sense. Would be fantastic and actually make the authenticator worth a damn. Absolutely they should do it.
I have been fucked by my authenticator so many times. Like I can't. Like my phone keeps having problems, and I have to keep getting it fixed. And because of that, my authenticator's linked to my phone. It actually fucked me up during my ring crafting record. I couldn't log in for the last like 12 hours. And I'm kind of fucked by it at the moment because I recently got my phone back and like the authenticator's gone, and so I need to fix that. I need to remove it and add it back with this one. And I can't play this, like, I can't play on my account on any other computer at the moment because of this issue.
Is it like when it shows you the number, that does the number not work?
Oh, the app that was on the phone, it, like, when I got my phone fixed, it reset everything.
What
So
kind of phone do you
Yeah.
have?
What phone do you have?
Samsung, like
Huh?
S3.
That's what you get for
S3.
not having an iPhone.
No, the
Why don't-
S3.
iPhones are shit.
Re-download,
iPhones.
re-download the app and then turn your authenticator off, turn it back on with a new app, and you should be fine.
I
Also, the
can't
answer
turn
could
it
be is
off.
that it's a very old model. The S3 is ancient now.
Can't turn it off. I forgot the email that I have my account linked to.
Oh, you're fucked.
What?
You're fucked.
If that's the case, then that's a bigger problem than your authenticator.
That
Yeah,
what?
dude. You literally are gonna get locked out of your account within the next 30 days if that's true.
Why?
Because you
You
need
need
your
to-
authenticator every 30 days.
Shit.
Usually less.
Yeah, for sometimes it's me every day. So
Yeah, a lot of times
you
it just
should
randomly
get
comes
on
up.
top of that, man. Like like my account
I'm
got
trying to
hacked this
remember the
morning.
email. I'm
Dude,
trying.
you don't need the email. My account got hacked this morning, and I recovered it with someone else's email linked to my account. You just have to go
Account
through the
help
security
at
process.
jagex.com.
Yeah,
You're
just,
useless.
no, dude, they got back to me within 4 hours, man. They didn't get through my PIN or anything, so I'm kind of grateful they got back so quickly.
I'll figure it out. I've got one last idea, and if that doesn't work, then I might go to them.
I would definitely recover it sooner than later, man. You don't want your PIN to come on tomorrow and be like, fuck, I should have done that thing yesterday, and then you have to
I
wait.
share this laptop with my family as well, so whenever they need it, I can't play on my RuneScape account on any other computer because of this
Yeah,
shit.
it's rough. That's rough. I don't see a reason not to add 3 to 7 days. Like I'm sure, like for some people, like that, like well, maybe they broke their phone or something and now they can't log on. But I'd much rather
Peace
the
of
vast
mind.
majority. I'd rather the peace of mind and every single person who doesn't have that problem be safe than the few that are going to have a problem with it.
Who added this one in?
I'll add that one in.
I'm deleting this one right here though. All right, so
Why?
Okay.
That was a good one.
Like Randy, do you know which one you deleted, which I thought was a really good question? Like,
That was a really
all
good
right, you guys can answer it. I ain't gonna though.
no, and the one where you where it was if you could suggest a new item, what would it be? That was a really good question in my opinion.
I don't think I deleted that. I might have though.
This
Might as well
question,
answer it now.
I'll read this question. This question goes to a few of us because we have 200 mil stats. Should these stats have XP drops? Considering when you get a 200 mil stat, you don't get any XP drops. Like you can do an action. Like for me, it's strength. So if I train anything with strength, I don't get any XP drop at all, and it's kind of annoying. Like if I'm PKing, I can't see like AGS hits. Is that annoying to any of you guys as well?
No, I
No.
haven't tried training any skill that I have 200 mil in.
Definitely an issue for you, Choochy, yeah.
Yeah, like, it sucks. And like some of my friends are 99 HP or 200 mil HP, and they have the same problem. So I was wondering if you guys did too.
I wonder if it's possible though to fix it.
No,
I think it's an
Yeah,
engine
all the time.
problem.
it,
I think
yeah,
it's
it
an
was
engine
too much
problem.
engine work would probably have to go into that.
Yeah, I deal with that
Sometimes
all
it
the
trips me
time.
out. Like when I'm runecrafting, I'll accidentally pickpocket the garden and I'll be like, where the fuck's my XP? And I'll be like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I'm 200 mil.
Yeah, dude, it looks weird when I use a whip, man. There's no strength.
Yeah.
Big. At least it looks like you don't make mistakes on your CML.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think it's possible for them to change it. I mean, they could change it. I think they could change it to 14 mil. I think the reason it's 200 mil is because they could have made it 214.7 whatever mil. But they said they decided to just make it a nice round 200 mil back in 04 when they made RS2. So
Mhm.
I don't know how
I think
hard
it'd
it'd
be cool if it
to
was
do.
that. Just have all your stats be like the same exact random number.
Yeah, good.
Wait, the question what got deleted, if you guys could bring in a new item into the game, an idea, what would it be?
An AFK construction spell that takes nature runes and GP.
Dribbler habitat.
Herbal or what?
Habitat. The only recycled content I'd ever want.
What about you, Chooch?
I'd like to see more, not items, but I'd like to see more gold sinks, but not fucking like literally like a gold made sink. Like someone posted on Reddit a long time ago, like banned Nightmare Zone bots that host and make it so you can just purchase them for the GP, and that would bring out millions of GP daily. I don't see why they don't do that.
Makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Also the pogo stick.
For me, it's not an item, but if they could go back to how souls were, I'd be okay with that.
Well, Brandon,
Fuck that.
selfish wishes. I would like to go to
Absolutely,
2 under.
absolutely. Everything is selfish. I mean, if you want it.
And a
selfish
gilded
reason.
med helm, thank you. In the next Clue Scroll expansion.
I would want like a mini game, like a very competitive mini game that like you have to do really well and you get rewarded with like good XP. That'd be kind of broken because you could like, pay people to purposely lose or something. So it's probably would never happen.
So, like,
An
kinda like
efficient mini game that requires people to lose to you would never happen.
is that like stealing creation almost?
Yeah,
That
probably.
would just be alt heaven.
Yeah.
Have your
that's what I'm
alts
saying.
lose.
Like, yeah,
Ten
I
of
know it
us.
would never happen.
Yeah, like
Rigging
also,
the
like-
results with an alternate account is against the rules.
Not
Although I'm sure
enforced,
no one
though.
has ever been banned for it ever.
Just stream it.
Tons of altscapers and Chaos Wars boosting.
Just stream it, and then you're good.
Alright, so Dookami and Rig, this is your guys' first time on the podcast. It's been over 2 hours so far. How have you guys been enjoying yourselves? Something you'd want to do again? Not too hot on?
Most definitely. I think it was good sharing my opinion with a lot of other RS players, and I was a bit rusty at the start and a bit on edge, but yeah, I got comfy quite fast.
Yeah,
Definitely something
little
I'd do again
nervous?
for sure. Yeah, a little nervous, but who doesn't on the first time? Yeah, I'd definitely
Yeah,
do this
same.
again. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I'd like to do it again. I set a reservation for number 47.
How long? What is it? Is that in that like October?
I don't know.
Something like that. The British guy is Rig.
That's me.
Sorry. So we've been collecting a few questions from the chat. If you guys watching have any topic suggestions that we haven't already touched on, put them in the chat. We'll collect some and answer them. We've got a couple here, so let's get it going. So what other high score stat would you like there to be available? For example, like bossing and bossing mini games and shit like that. What other
Boss high
thing?
scores would be awesome, and I feel like it would be really easy since it's already all tracked in game. I have to get the web team to do that because Old School doesn't have a dedicated web team. Also, I would really like to see high scores for Barbarian Assault because that's always been my favorite minigame, and I really liked looking at the high scores of it for RS3 and play with some of the top ranked players also, and it was really cool. I guess if they tracked Castle Wars games, they could do that. A few other minigames I feel like they can make high scores for. Maybe that actually brings some people back to certain trouble brewing. maybe?
Any form of high scores will bring more people to the game just because they want to be high ranked in that like someone out
Yeah,
there wants to
definitely.
be rank 1 trouble brewing.
Maybe me.
Yeah, so
So boss high scores actually would probably crash the price of boss drops a bit because of all the people competing for it. But I think I'd still want it.
Yeah, boss high scores would be great. Minigame high scores maybe, but like wait, aren't there already like bounty hunter high scores?
I think
they're
only OS
tracked
tracks
and are
it.
only viewable through OS Buddy.
Yeah, you can see them on CML too, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that should definitely be up there. I think.
Yeah, there's nothing
Um,
stopping them. I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know.
go ahead.
It's not like a new high scores, but like, you know that plugin of OS Buddy where you can search someone's name and it comes up with all their stats and stuff. And it also, I think it has clue scrolls and like bounty hunter stuff. I think that should have EHP rank and EHP as well. That would be interesting.
Charles has an unofficial pet bossing EHP spreadsheet that's pretty...
But it's RNG, like you can't base EHP on RNG, I don't think.
Well, yeah, like you can put in whether you have the pet or not, but you also put in your kill count and it tells you like how many efficient bossing hours you have and then like how many efficient pet hours you have, and then you can see if you're unlucky.
Oh, so you just add like your kill count to your skill EHP or something.
Yeah, you could do that. I think it'd be cool if CML, like if it was tracked on CML, then have separate high scores for PVM in general.
So, like regardless of whether you get the pet or not, like the efficient rate of kills per hour.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'd like some sort of kill-death ratio thing added to Jad. Like how many kills and how many deaths you have, and someone could possibly build up like 1,000 kill streak, no deaths
That would be cool.
record against him.
Probably die to a DC eventually though.
Yeah, I'd like something like that just because the Fight Caves is one of my favourite mini-games in this game. Is actually my favourite mini-game, sorry.
You guys said all the good ones. I also like to see a virtual high score where it calculates total level off virtual level. That'd be nice. So more people compete for different things.
All right. So, well, I don't know who asked this. I don't know when. But question is, who is your guys' guilty pleasure favorite streamer?
I don't really have one. I don't feel like the obvious answer that many people say is Ice Beside. I really don't.
No one in particular, but just in general, Hearthstone streams, they're really easy to watch. And I play a good amount of Hearthstone, so I follow along and try to think to myself, what play would I make, and then see if the streamer makes the same play, and yeah, it's a good way to get better as well.
When Aubrey was leading it up saying an obvious answer. Was damn sure he was gonna say Cap King. For me, it's
I don't
Cap.
think
How's
that's a
that a
guilty
guilty
pleasure.
pleasure?
Cat King is great. I wouldn't be ashamed to say that I watch Cat King, you know?
Well then.
I don't guilty pleasures. I don't know. Like I watch a lot of Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda streams, like speed runs and shit. I like watching that stuff. But like sometimes like I'll watch like Casey Charm for like 2 or 5 minutes, and then I get annoyed. But her trolling people is so funny. Like how she pretends to cry and stuff. I just think that's fucking great, and all these kids love it. And for me, that's kind of a guilty pleasure. But I can only watch it for like 5 minutes or so, then I get annoyed.
Duke?
I don't really watch streams.
Well, I think you lot know what mine is. A guilty
Oh,
pleasure involving
Dad.
streamers is
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
getting one the fuck banged by Jad.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
We watch those all the time, dude. It's the best.
Yeah.
We're like,
Both
oh,
of
he said that, and then we all freak out.
We used to do it in the Oblivion times, didn't we, Chooch? We used to
Yeah.
watch it then. Still to this day. Still like great
Yeah.
pleasure.
We watched the
Can be
one the
that
other
stream.
day. It was like a guy pretending to be a girl. It was fucking great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Soon I will be that stream.
We
Good.
won't laugh at you. We'll help you.
Now you'll laugh at me.
Alright, so when was the most demotivated time for you playing RuneScape? Like where you logged on and it felt like a job. You almost most demotivated you've been while playing.
Strange as it sounds, I've never really been demotivated. Honestly, my I get inspiration from myself. I know that sounds a bit selfish to say, but yeah, I've always been quite consistent and whatnot. Always felt motivated while playing the game, especially since joining Hexis.
I've never been like really demotivated. The only time like where I was planning on spending like the whole day on and like I've gotten off, I was at Bandos with a few of my buddies, and my buddy Jordan goes, watch this, I'm going to get pet this kill. And then he specs a 78, AGS 75, and then he gets fucking Bandos pet. And I remember just insta-tabbing and logging out and not coming back the rest of the day. That was the only time I was demotivated.
Nothing catastrophic to me has happened in RS. Like I've never died ever and lost items and money. Never been lured.
Oh. I guess I got it a few times. One was when I fucked up Morning's End Part 2 twice in a row. And after that, I didn't play for like a week. And then,
Is this old school or way, way back?
this is old school. This is like a few months ago, actually. I was following the wiki guide and it said something would be open and just walk through it, and then I tried to walk through it and it wasn't open, and then so I restarted the quest and followed the guide again, and I got stuck at the exact same point, so I just like quit for over a week. And then recently, I lost 27 mil on my ult because I got skull tricked and PK'd while I was killing green dragons. And I lost DFS and Hasta because I forgot to protect items,
I remember
Dumbass.
that.
and they skull tricked me. So I didn't play for like, I think it was 2 days or something. And to be honest, right now I'm pretty demotivated because it's hot as fuck and this laptop's really hot and it's like cooking me, and I'm sitting in this corner of my room and it never gets better. And if it gets to the point where if I don't burn out, the laptop burns out and it overheats and shuts down, and I have to let it cool down for an hour. And I'm also
you-
sharing this laptop with
I'd
my family.
recommend investing in a laptop cooler.
And I'm also, I might. I'm also sharing this laptop with my brother. And so I have unlimited free time, but it's so fucking demotivating because all I want to do here is sit. I want to sit here and play RuneScape under an air conditioner with a laptop that doesn't crash. And I can't.
I had a laptop
On the
back in the
internet
day.
shit.
That sounds
I
rough.
I had a
Yeah, that
laptop
sounds
like
pretty
that.
shit.
I wound up buying like an industrial fan and using the fan as a desk. And I remember my hair sticking like straight up afterwards from leaning over the fan. But it kept me cool and my fucking computer cool, so it worked.
For me, it was right before I maxed. I was doing mining, motherload, and like all I was doing was just like reading and doing the load, or if I wasn't reading, studying up, shit, I was just sitting on my fucking nuts. Like I really didn't like it. I really hated the quarry. The like couple weeks before I maxed, I think I was averaging like around like 45 to 55 hours, and I think like the week and a half before I maxed, I was getting like 3 or 4 EHP a day. So right before I maxed, I was just like, just want to get this shit over with, and yeah, right before I maxed, and since then it's been very nice. You know, like after you max, I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want at any point in time, but when I was trying to max, like I'd have felt like shit if I was doing anything other than mining right at the end there. It's like right before I maxed, that shit sucked.
I can't think of any time where I've ever really been like extremely demotivated. I haven't ever. Well, I think that there was some time in 2008 where I must have stopped playing for at least like a month because my membership on like the RS3 or forums in general says 2008, but I've been a member since 2006. I started playing in 2005, and the only time I've ever quit it must have been like a month or two when I was 11. So since then, never have really quit for more than. I don't think I've ever gone more than like. I've never really felt that demotivated.
That membership thing you were talking about, it goes off consecutive membership months. Doesn't go off like how long you've been in the game.
Wait, what was that?
So you know how on forums, whatever, it says 2006 or whatever, or 2008, whatever you said?
Yeah.
That goes off your membership of consecutive months. Doesn't go off like when you started, which is weird. Because like mine says like 2012 or whatever instead of like 2004 or something like that.
I think it's just how long you, like, when's the last time you let your membership lapse for more than like a week or something?
Yeah. Which is stupid. I think that should be removed. Like,
I
For
just
me-
don't, I just don't see why they have the dates on there anyway.
yeah, that can also add to like if someone had their account literally from day one as membership, you can use that as a recovery tool.
Yeah.
Just make it so that doesn't, because a lot of people show screenshots of their in-game time anyways that show days since created account, and
Yeah.
I mean it's so easy, so many people will find information like that for a lot of accounts that shouldn't even be taken into consideration.
We were talking about Choochy and I were talking about this one thing. He was talking about how he got hacked. Tell us about that thing that you're getting on Amazon. Explain it a little bit.
So apparently there's this thing called security key that Gmail endorses or uses, I guess.
Mhm.
And it's basically like an authenticator, but it's a physical copy of an authenticator. It's a USB plug. You plug it in your computer. Gmail reads it, and it lets you sign on your Gmail account. But you can't log on that Gmail account without that thing. So if it's like solid and 100% legit, like you literally can't have your account hacked at all. The only thing they could possibly do is change your name. but other than that, they can't log on your account because then they can't disable your authenticator because they can't get on your email, and they need your authenticator obviously to log in. So if this key thing is like legit, I'm gonna try it like on my girlfriend's computer and my computer to see if I can like log on and vice versa.
They can't hack your email. That doesn't mean they can't hack your RuneScape.
If they can't hack your email, they can't hack your RuneScape. The worst they can do is if they hack your RuneScape is change your name. No, they can't. What are they gonna do?
They can trick Jagex support. That's how a lot of times they're doing.
Yeah.
Jagex support is not.
Okay, maybe the hacker can't hack you, but Jagex support can hack you.
Choochy, tell me more about this later.
Yeah, how much does those cost? Do you know?
$17.
Really?
I mean,
Okay,
how is that better than like you say you have to have the USB to log in? You have to have your phone to log in. That's, you know.
Dude, okay.
Yeah, what if your USB breaks?
All right, so this
Would it be
morning,
possible to rat a phone?
this morning, so let me background. 2 years ago when they added Authenticator or whatever, I made a separate email on my girlfriend's computer and then never logged on it again except for on my phone. And I used that email for just my main, nothing else. And I put two-step on that, put two-step on my account, PIN, everything. My email account was compromised this morning. They got into my email somehow, and they turned off my authenticator. They took everything that my email is linked to. They took because you can link your email to another email to recover it, and they can also link your email to your phone to recover it, and they disabled both of those. And I don't know how they did that, especially because Authenticator was on when I logged on my email. So I don't know if it's Yahoo, but again, I don't even know how did they
Hey, Trance, I did the exact same thing when I heard Yahoo. I did the exact same thing.
I didn't know, but how the hell did they get my email? That's the thing.
Yahoo.
If I never,
Yahoo.
no, I get it. How did they get my email if I've never signed on to my email on my computer or any computer, just my phone? That's why I think.
Well, you said your email is linked to other shit, so they got it through a database. You just said it was. You just said
it's linked to my phone and my
to
main
his phone
email.
and another email, but he doesn't use it
recovery.
for any other accounts.
Yeah.
For like a website or something.
Dude, I was in your boat too. When people told me they got hacked through two-step and everything, I was like, no fucking way. And then this morning it happened to me, and I'm like, okay, it's plausible.
I've still not heard of anyone with Gmail getting hacked.
Yeah, I switched, so...
Yeah, switch that motherfucker right now and never look Yahoo back in the face again.
Dude, which was... I was talking to Randy about it earlier. They actually were on my email when I logged on it, and I had to put my authenticator in to use it. And I can see that they're on my... Because you can go to, like, activity, and it says session in progress, and I had to kick him off. And then after that, like, he knew I was setting up recoveries through Jagex, so they were sending phishing emails asking for more details to get my account back. And I just thought that was pretty smart of them. Like, some person who's panicking would give them the information, not thinking that it's a phishing email.
Wait, can I just ask something, Choochy? How long have you been using Yahoo for, man? How long have you been using that piece of shit for, man?
Bro, it's just so much easier to use. Like a Gmail, like I'm setting an account up to them.
How?
I was like,
so much easier to use, not when your account's getting fucking hacked, man.
Yeah, man, but I didn't lose it.
So much easier to use, but you didn't even use the email.
Well, my main email is Yahoo too. I don't know. I switched. All right, get off my balls.
Alright.
So yeah,
So,
you're gonna
I'll
have to give
let
us
you
an
guys know.
update
I'll
on
let you know how
what
the
this
security key
USB chip
goes.
is like.
Yeah. Oh, apparently, I was talking to Thanks, and he said that big streamers have a bigger security tool than we're allowed, and I kind of wonder what they have. I wonder if they have something where like it's like Jag, like you only log on their IP or something.
What?
Like
I mean-
Bogey, for
Well,
instance.
I don't know
Probably
of
like
anything,
people like
so it must be a lie.
It's probably just like people like that. Jagex gets so many. Jagex probably gets tons of recovery requests of people trying to hack Bodhi. So they just
Yeah.
put a little red flag on Bodhi's account and says, you know, take recovery requests with a grain of salt when they come in from Bodhi. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
This is the worst feeling, man. Like, I logged on to do all gains this morning, and the shit wouldn't work, so I used, like, that macro to type in my name stuff, and then I manually typed it, didn't work. Oh my god, dude, my heart sank.
At least you had a bank pin. That
Yeah,
saved
dude.
everybody's ass. It saved Trance's ass when he got hacked. If he didn't have a bank pin, G fucking G.
Save mine too.
Yeah, see, so have your bank pins, guys. And you can set your bank
Yes.
pins to 7 days. I didn't know. Well, I had mine to 7 days, but on my other accounts, I didn't know you could do that.
Is this 7 or 3? It's at least
No.
3.
3
No, yeah,
and 7, you can pick
Yeah,
which
you
one
can
you
add to
want.
7 too now, Trance, so switch it to 7.
Bank pin is one of the strongest security factors of security in RS, in
Well,
my opinion.
It is now, but like a couple months ago it wasn't, because you
Now,
could just,
yeah.
you could log in and out and
Yeah.
keep trying.
Which is disgusting.
So set your bank pins,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, and don't set it to like your birthday. or, like,
1738.
Set it to your birthday.
No. That's the first
Good.
numbers they try.
How would they
Good
know your
idea.
birthday?
If
gonna
they're
do, like, 4
hacking
or
your
5
email,
numbers.
they've got a
Yeah.
lot of information on you.
If your birthday is like 1993, 1992, 1994, like you're fucked. If that's your
Set it-
pin, you're gone.
That's the
Set
year
it
you
to
were
a
born.
particular
Or if your
historical
birthday
event.
is February 9th, 2016, like 2916. Like, you shouldn't have that.
You should, in my opinion, you should set it to something like a historical
If it's a
Event.
historical event, there's only 2,000 numbers possible. No, no, that's awful.
and reverse it.
I just use completely random numbers, like just
Yeah.
random
Yeah,
numbers,
just, like,
remember it.
Hover
Yeah, I
your
use
every
mouse
day,
over
then-
one number.
I just use my phone
Hover your
code.
mouse over one of the 10 squares and then click 4 times and remember the 4 numbers. That will give you a random pin. And just remember that.
Reversing the date makes it so much more harder.
I just made
Set it to February 29th for leap year. Hey, that's smart. Well, not
My
really,
phone-
but
What? It's
not really.
smart
But
at
I know
all.
what he's saying.
Like if your pin's like 69 and 69, like 0, 420, something like that. 73,
73, 73.
Yeah.
1337.
If your pin is 7373, I hope you get hacked.
You know there's someone.
There definitely is.
My buddy back in the day, I was doing Firecade for him. I log on. I go, well, dude, what's your pin? He goes, well, it's 70. It's a 6969. I was like, really, Andy? Fucking really? And I had to tell that because he's actually in here, and he's the one that plays RS3. Fucking nerd. Yeah.
All right. Well, while we're admitting to account sharing, let's end the podcast.
It's not against the rules.
It was on RuneScape 3 in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I remember I've changed my bank pin one time. Was I don't remember what the fuck it used to be, but I did the exact thing that Duke was talking about. Just take one square and click it 4 times and roll with that bitch.
I actually tried to log on my RS3 account and couldn't log in, go into the bank because I didn't know the pin. I haven't been on that long.
Shitty.
I don't care really. I
Just
didn't know
disable it. It'll take 3 days. Just click disable.
Well, I remember going on it like right before EOC came out. I didn't have anything in it. I like staked my 10 bill and shit.
I want to make sure that I never log back into RS3, so I stay 2595. So
I don't think we have any more topics here, and running on quite some time here. Anything missed that you guys wanted to bring up?
Someone just asked in the chat opinions on account sharing to gain ranks, and most people don't do that.
I don't know if anybody does that.
It's dumb, and I speak for every single player in RuneScape.
I think some people share alts, but they don't like have people like train their main while they're sleeping or something. And even sharing alts is sketchy because I could not imagine doing that, like seeing whose money's whose.
Yeah, I always wondered, like, how would you sort that out? Like, you would have to keep a log of what you've done on that alt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That more effort
Um,
than having your own.
a lot of people ask me about the Super Bowl. I don't know. I know Trance watched it as well. Aubrey, did you watch it at all?
Oh, I have no idea.
Um, Trance, you and I then. So one thing that I saw someone say on Twitter, like I didn't find a single commercial funny.
Nope.
The
Nope.
fucking monkey baby, whatever the shit. I saw that one yesterday. That was fucking appalling.
I wanted to kill myself when I was watching that commercial.
That
It-
was literally the worst commercial
It
I've ever
was
seen
just
in my
it was
life, hands
disturbing.
down. Like that had to go through so many people at Mountain Dew that said this is a good idea. Like a group of people did it.
Hey, you're
like, made that
talking about it
commercial,
though.
and
Like
it went up to
they
millions,
got
and it went
exactly
up
what they
to-
wanted out of it. Like people
I'm
are
not
talking
buying
about.
Mountain Dew. That's not gonna make me want to buy it.
Yeah, I'm not buying fucking Mountain Dew.
I wonder how many people it turned off of. But I think a lot of me not finding a single commercial funny is my standards for funny have gone up so much over the last couple of years with Twitter.
Not really.
I can't remember one time where I've laughed at a commercial in my life.
I've laughed at commercials before. I guarantee the fucking T you've laughed at a commercial before.
When I was like 12 years old, sure.
I laugh at them, but not because of the joke they're trying to make.
I've laughed at a few commercials before, but not a single one in the Super Bowl was funny or anything like that. I really do think that my standards for funny have gone up, and that's just due to all the great memes on Twitter.
There are no great memes. Oh, they're very, very rare.
All right. That's gonna wrap it up for this podcast. I know it was weird with us doing it on a Tuesday here, but our next podcast will be February 20th or 21st, one of those 2 days. I'll be announcing it on my Twitter at some point when I figure out which one's which. But that will do it for the 31st Texas podcast. In the description, there's going to be a link where you can submit some topics for the next one. And follow me on Twitter at Randalicious RS. Bye.